Those are important, I feel. On occasions, on, like Tuesday.
I hope you're having a good day today, Nerp.
Yeah, we're running on fumes, but
despite the sleep
day.
loss, just feeling well.
I've been doing well. You have been well as well. Everyone else, same. All that good stuff.
I did just get a text from Steven. He should be home in 30 minutes, and he'll wake just up if he's not awake.
Cool.
So he'll be here in a bit.
All right. Well, we are now live. I have done my announcements. We will have potentially a Jesse in like 30 minutes or so. Who would like to give the recap for inspiration?
Not me. I did it last week.
I can do the recap if you guys like, but I'll be the one who gains the inspiration as a villainous inspiration.
If no one says they will, I'll do it again. I already spent mine, so...
It's fine, Nerp. You'll need it this combat, right?
No.
I would like to try and give it to... What's Up? Or Nazi. They need it more than Val does right now.
I mean... What even happened?
Okay, I'll do it.
Sounds good.
So, last session on Are We the Bad Guys? We're trying to be the good guys.
Are we?
We filled in a hole, well, more specifically, Jack filled in a hole, burying an unknown letter that will never be read. Well, adventurers are known to dig holes. Somebody will find it someday, I'm sure. However, we then met with Habs and the other bandits. And the initial talk went quite well. Habs was somewhat convinced that he's bring us in to talk with his girlfriend and boss. That's a weird power dynamic right there. At the very least, he probably assumed they could kill us and take all our fancy equipment. Well, as is expected, Crystal only respects strength. It was not swayed by my fancy words, as she called it. And negotiations broke down in the most spectacular way as we broke out into combat. Unluckily for them, we are at least somewhat competent at our jobs. And as the fight broke down, we took out over half the bandits and under the first minute. Between the magic flying through the air, the explosions of bombs, and our martial people being able to defend themselves properly, we've pushed them back and are hoping to clean them up.
Very good, very good. You have earned your inspiration. And we will return to combat with Haps. You are hot micing a bit there, Burst. I'm going to turn on combat music.
As a reminder for everyone, our plan is, and as I quote what Nasty said, take Crystal and Haps alive, but the rest.
Yeah, just some brutal murder. That's fine.
It's not first.
It's true.
Give him a chance.
All right. Looking at my notes, Haps has his quiver stolen, so he can't use his bow. He's got his daggers out. We're good there. He's flanking Nasi. He's just gonna stab the shit out of you.
Go for it.
And you specifically are still in fine defensive mode, so.
Yes, sir.
He is gonna have you meet a dagger. Dagger stab. +2 to that because of flanking.
Okay, that would hit because I'm flanked and my shield's lowered, even though I'm fighting defensively. So, I'm going to attempt to parry.
Aha!
Okay, parry.
You parry the blow as his dagger is pushed to the side. As you do that, he will hunker low with the dagger in hand as he flips it to the backside, so it's now a back-facing dagger, and he seems to be ready and waiting. He is ready to make an attack roll against you when you begin your turn. So before your fighting, when your fighting effectively ends, but before you can actually put it back up. So I'm going to mark him as toggle.
Crazy.
Human bandit number 7.
Look at him using tactics.
Yeah! Now this man's going to continue
Yeah.
running. Let's see here. 60 to there. Then since I was running last round, we can just keep going a bit more. Just going to run.
Oh, reminder, Sage. You have the sleeping bandit. You should wake up soon.
Yes, thank you. Do I have him in the initiative? I don't. I'm going to add him to the initiative. As he has finally woken from his dazed stupor from hearing the gunfire crackle off in the distance, he has regained his senses and is like, oh shit, I need to join this combat.
Oh god, people are dying.
And he has been added. At least I'm pretty sure. I'm just making sure now, because... Okay, yeah, he's added. Sort. Man, dude rolled really fucking high. And this one should be down there. Because I had him hold.
That's an ex-soldier who deserted. Ready to go the moment he wakes up.
Yep. Alright, I've updated that one's initiative because he was specifically that. I'm just going to have him be reduced a little bit as well, so he is... So we don't have to worry about weird initiative stuff. Alright. So, number 6 has gained initiative. He will rise from his lowered position. He will look over here as he sees the battlefield down below, and with his bow in hand, he will loose a single arrow out towards who I would like to shoot. We're gonna...
Shoot me.
No. You look pretty covered. He's just seeing you right now and surrounded by three people on a centipede, so he's not worried about you. He is going to shoot the person who's alone, who's Jack. For Jack, you're going to get an arrow in your general direction.
Oh boy, Jack.
A pew!
No.
That isn't...
Well-
well, there is one important thing. What's your dark vision range?
My dark vision range? No, none.
Alright, well, from the darkness, this arrow will slam potentially into you with your flat-footed AC. Does it still miss?
No, it hits.
Okay, because of your flat-footed nature. Excellent.
Yeah.
Hold on, Sage.
Hmm.
I'm just measuring.
He's 100 feet away. Exactly 100 feet.
Yes. However, both of them are within the low right of the campfire radius. As raceless.
I mean...
Eh?
No.
I mean, if the archer isn't, then Jack isn't, right?
That's
So
true.
about the same distance?
That's true. So for Jack, you are specifically 35 feet away from the source, which means you are definitely in dim light, which means you would have concealment. So, 25 and lower, the arrow misses. That's a ripperoni right there.
I'm trying to double him some.
Yeah, you did.
It's fine.
You know, my character with my 20-foot elevation, I'm definitely not in the dim light range. Because, you know, I'm just baseline, I'm 50 feet away from the circle, and it's a 40-foot for dim light. Just, yeah, no. But you are right about Jack being in dim light. That is my one arrow, which will slam into you for le piercing that you have suffered, and I had to use my other action to stand up and do the pews, so, I'm gonna
Why
click
did
next.
it give a whole bunch of people?
Why did he give what?
Oh, it just said a whole bunch of people cannot change. It's like, okay, I didn't select anyone but Jack.
That's
What are you
weird.
talking about?
I don't know what you're talking
Did you
about.
actually, yeah.
It says giant centipede owner can impersonate or run macros on it.
You
Only
might have had
best
him
rules-
selected on accident.
Maybe, but it's only selected Jack. So
I would
it's
just click off and then select on to Jack and try it again. Just like damage yourself for
Well,
0.
It did go through.
Oh. As long as it went through. It's weird. Fucking weird. Fred has gained initiative, and he's going to have Nasi meet his mighty cudgel. With flanking.
You sure about that, Fred?
Yes.
Oh,
Alright.
That is an
Yeah.
accurate 22.
Ooh,
Alright.
okay.
And because he did this, checking his stamina, have a crack open. My bypass is now 4.
for this with his
Two.
boys.
As his cudgel crashes into your back as you are too focused on Haps, who seems to be dancing around with his dagger ready to strike you.
Burn up.
Alright, and with his secondary cudgel, he is going to ready it as he sees his friend Haps doing the same, and likewise he's going to ready to slap you at the start of your turn. Alright, human bandit number 11. He is just going to send a tree to meet a tree. You know, standard stuff. Cudgel on Ilfrin.
Let me beat you with your dead family.
Alright, his AC
pretty
is
sure that
currently
misses.
22 because of his spell, so that is indeed a miss, and human bandit 11 is sad, and this tree is hard to hit, so he's going to have a secondary attack hit the dwarf friend to the south.
He's not much better, dude.
I mean, you know, stuff happens. I tried my best. 17 to hit you, Koltek?
No, because my AC is 18 right now.
Yep, well, that's a ripperoni
Okay.
right there. Yeah, if you have the little boot icon, I believe that's the icon giving you +1 AC, which, because the bird's
I
giving
don't
everyone
have
that. So, the bird's giving everyone that, so you should have +1 right now. Jack, it's your turn. You're feeling a little woozy with all that damage coming into you and your arrow in your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna just, probably slap myself with healing.
That's fair.
Kind of want to be. Yep. I'm gonna step up to here and just slap a healing bomb into my, arrow-covered shoulder
Excellent.
after pulling the arrow out.
Most excellent indeed. Alright. As the healing bomb slams into your shoulder, the healing vapors wash around you and begins to instill Kotak and Ilfrin with the healing energy. Though I believe you guys are... Nope, okay, Kotak, you actually are injured. Both of you are injured, cool. Alright, and your splash is what?
8.
Alright, so Kotak and Ilfrin will heal for 8. I got Ilfrin.
Double checking that number, actually.
Waiting.
Alright, here he is.
Welcome.
Yeah, splash 8.
Cool. Alright, you were attempted to be slapped, Jesse, by a bandit. He missed you. He decided to hit Kotak. He missed again. And then Jack walked up behind you and slapped a healing potion upon their wound, because they were shot by an arrow, which then healed you for 8, which I now healed you for.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Alright,
Sorry, just haven't been able to really sleep.
it's all good. I know those feels. But Kotak, you also heal for 8.
Nice.
Alright, and anything else for you? Turn, Jack.
Yeah, second action, fire popper at the bandit guy in front of.
Number
Tree.
11? Excellent.
Yeah.
Alright, send me that popper. That popper will definitely slam into my general vicinity as it explodes within my face, singeing my bandana and parts of my hair as he seems to let out a pained scream. But he is still standing.
You know, I'm sitting here looking like, man, they're all taking their sweet time killing 2 enemies. But also, I've been surrounded the entire fight. And I'm kind of happy I'm doing my job so well.
Alright, anything for Errol as Le Bird flies from the background.
Yeah, flap, flap. I'm gonna try and steal that, steal that arrow case.
Alright, still my quiver. Very good, very good.
I should probably impersonate arrow.
More like stealing my idea.
Uh,
So,
I'll steal everything. That's fine.
these guys do not have their CMD updated for the new framework. So I'm just going to hit the macro for them. It's going to say they have +0. I know their bonuses.
Okay.
That is obviously a fail. Okay. The quiver is stolen from Errol. Or by
The
Errol.
random bandit does have a +11 or
No.
+12.
No.
Come on now. Come on.
So yeah, no, Errol has gained access to a quiver.
Just gonna fly up to this tree.
The man is going to look out. Ah, what the fuck? And he will try to swing as you fly away with this punch. I don't have a punch macro, so we'll just use my dagger for right now. Does that hit? It would be a -2. -2.
Oh, no, that won't hit.
Excellent.
Because Arrow has more AC than me.
Alright, he tries to do a wild swing as Errol just flutters out of the way, avoiding the attack entirely. Alright.
Man, who would have fucking thought the birds were the MVPs of this
I
combat?
mean, they're annoying birds. Well, one of them specifically is. The other one's just, Errol.
Yeah, one of them really doesn't even have a name other than Annoying Bird. So yes.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
I'm in danger.
Yes, you are. Cressel has gained initiative, and Cressel has axes that have many, many victims under their belt. Alright, just looking at my features real quick, because I know I have some stuff that I forgot about to look at for my friend Haps. Alright, nope, we're just going to do the swing and the swing. Because my minions go directly after me, and I don't really want to cast another spell. So, have an axe. 5-foot step. Flanking.
Ugh. Fucking ugh.
23.
That will miss.
You're flanked. A 22 hit you last round.
Well, yeah, but that's his. Oh, fuck, shield, yeah.
Yeah,
It
shield.
hits.
shield.
Fuck. Okay, well, I'm the first.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Okay,
what's
natural
this?
20. Yep.
Woo!
Parried. Haha. Alright, and like with the other, she will ready to slap you when your thing is down.
Yeah,
Guys,
you're
I'm
so
in
lucky.
danger. Jesse, the 3 enemies around me have already the action to push the attack on me at the start of my turn when my total defense goes down. Help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm in fucking danger.
Giant
guys.
Centipede has gained initiative. Both centipedes have
Yeah,
gained
you're
initiative. Because I believe I have one thing. So the flanking one is going to give you the bite, the happy bite. Here's a flanking bite upon you. Okay. Rolling to confirm. Does not confirm. He is going to wiggle within the vines, giving happy little bug noises. Unable to actually find purchase within your armor. Instead, he is then going to wiggle again and try to bite you. No, just he's hugging vines right now. Down next to Kotek, this little fella is going to bite you.
Oh no.
23 for 13.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll try to parry.
Excellent.
Martial skill, right?
Yeah, it's martial skill.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate. All right.
Double hit.
The bite will pierce between the chinks of your armor, finding flesh as it deals 13 physical damage. Which is reduced by your DR as normal, so you'd suffer 10, I believe, with your DR. Additionally, you need a body save, because I have a poison.
Okay, but it's...
Alright, you
Oof.
suffer 6 additional poison damage, and your dexterity is reduced by 2 as it has been sapped.
Oh no. 10, right?
10 physical, and then 6 poison. Yeah. And if you do the damage type as physical, then it will automatically reduce for your DR. But if you just do damage type untyped, you can just put a...
I do that
16.
untyped.
Yeah, that works.
But-
If you don't want to do the math, thing will do it for you if you put the damage type in. That is what the centipede can do with its first bite. And its second bite will try to say hello again. A wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. 18 to hit.
I can try to parry again, right? Because I've
If you have, yep,
Parry.
if you have +1 to total defense actions, then yes, you can.
I believe I do, right, Nazi?
Did you buy one with XP?
Yeah.
Then yeah,
Okay, then yeah, you have 2 per turn. I have I have a bunch per turn because I have a special thing that I get 1 for every person threatening me.
Nope.
Okay.
unfortunate. That is another 9 physical damage, as well as that being reduced by your DR of 3, so 6 physical damage, and another body save.
6 physical damage.
Now, I have not used poison in a system other than 5e in a very long time. Is this going to just extend the duration? Is it going to increase the DC? How does that work, Alexo?
If he fails, it resets the duration and increases the DC by 1
Okay,
for each failed
gotcha.
application.
The initial poison
If
damage
it-
is still applied regardless, though, yeah?
Yes, that's just applied always.
There's no physical thing I can choose.
Well, yeah, you'd use like bludgeoning and piercing slashing. One of the 3 physical types.
Yep.
6, and then how much poison was it?
You need a body save first, but it'd be 1 poison. Yeah, okay, yeah. The DC is increased by 1 against you, and you suffer 1 poison damage.
Yeah, he doesn't actually get the sapped again.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
it just
Just
makes
the
it harder to resist.
Alright, that is what my centipede does. This one apparently is the MVP of centipedes. It wriggles happily. And we go to
And
Ilfrin.
Kotek, they apply that penalty if you go to character update and you go to attributes and dexterity penalty, you would put a -2 there. Also, for the stat condition, for you guys to know, that disappears at the end of combat. Or it should. Essentially, once you can sit down and take a rest, it will melt
Yep.
away.
It's a temporary one.
What did you say?
If you select your token and go to character update, under your attributes, you can add a -2 penalty to dexterity in the penalty property. And that'll give you the sapped. You do want to put it as a -2. But that is the centipede's turn. We go to Ilfrin.
Indeed.
Ability stats is the thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, you said attributes. I was like, minus.
Alright. From your knowledge, Ilfrin, you have 2 threats in your general vicinity. The bandit you've been fighting who's heavily injured, and the centipede who's wriggling happily, slightly injured. Then you have your quote-unquote leader, Nasi, who is being surrounded by 4 individuals, one of which is a centipede, and they are looking harried, but not overly pained.
Mhm. No, yeah, I got you. I pretty much got the gist of it. Also got these, at least one other dude to the west here. Actually,
yeah.
can't we?
Speaking
see
of
them,
which,
can we?
I need a body save because it's the start of your turn.
Oh, okay.
I clicked the wrong macro. I need to click the mob. I am not entangled. My centipede's still entangled.
Only centipedes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I need to make a check on sustain, right?
If you're sustaining a spell, yeah, you need to make a
Yeah.
concentration check.
What is that?
I
Under
believe there's a
ability
macro for it.
checks,
Oh,
Yeah.
concentration.
You're good.
And another
you
one.
have to make a second one. Yeah.
Yep, another one,
Okay.
and you're good.
Okay.
I mean, okay, never mind.
Good.
Yeah, just so I remember that you are doing that, though, I'm going to give you the state concentration.
I mean, even if I fail the concentration, it'll last for like an hour. So,
Yeah.
like,
There we go. I know that you're concentrating. Carry on
Yeah.
with your decisions, Ilfrin.
Yeah, thank you. So, heck is he's okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and continue to ignore the gentleman right in front of me.
Fair.
I'm going to extend the casting for my spore spread, lesser spore spread. I'm not even gonna be targeting the 2 in front of me. I'm gonna be targeting these 3 here. I'm going to be using multi-target.
Are you going to cast
my-
defensively?
Yes, of course.
Excellent.
I will cast defensively. So it's going to be extended casting. DC will be 10 for cast defensive and for the active trick itself. Nice. And 4 spread. Yes, excellent. So, bam. Let's see if I can actually do this. Yep, excellent.
Clap.
So let me again, let me put this into the there it is, AoE spell. So save body, AP, status. Actually, did I want to do that? Yeah, I wanted to do that. Yeah, I wanted to do second specifically. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. And there we go. And again, it is all the bandits right here around Nazi here for the second condition.
You're able to ignore Nasi?
It's multi-target, so I target him.
Multi-target.
He's
Cool,
within
cool,
range,
cool, cool.
and it's within 15 feet. So,
Gotcha.
Yep.
I saw cube in your AoE, and I was like, huh.
Oh, that's
Typo.
that's
Gotcha.
yeah.
No worries.
No, I think it's just I have the I just changed the AoE or whatever it is on the fly, basically. Oh, not the centipede, not the centipede.
Gotcha.
It's basically Fred, Haps, and Kressel. I'm not worried about the centipede too much.
Fucking Fred, 23.
That's why it's giving
Jesus.
me issues, because I had to roll for a Haps again, because I forgot that he's a player macro.
Nice.
I have an 8 on the die. At least.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
look
not
at this bonus.
surprised at Fred, the power of forage.
Alright, Kressel.
Yeah, dude.
Forage is strong, man.
Hey,
Alright,
you're
Forage is
putting
strong,
alchemical
it's what-
porridge. Is making Fred.
alright. For
Forage
Haps,
is-
their bonus is that. For Kressel, her bonus, that is an accurate roll for her. I really need to update the AoE spell to work with players. Or just make my NPCs as, whatever. Anyways, Centipede is not sickened, as you did not target them. But the
Correct.
other two, both the leaders, are sickened.
Nice. I'm doing work. All right.
Alright, state. Conditions, sickness, sickened. Bam.
I feel like that will help me.
Yes.
Yep. -1 attack and skills and -2 damage.
Mm-hmm. Alright, very good, very good. Anything else? Do you see the spores begin to linger within the breath of Haps and Kressel?
I mean, yes, of course. The
Also, I think
bird can use.
it did. It 100% did. Frickin' Haps'
Yeah.
HP broke.
He did. Oh wait, no.
I just need to fix his output, but it's fine.
All right. Well, the bird's turn now. The bird's just gonna go ahead and charge this dude up here. Totally will provoke from the centipede though.
Mm-hmm.
Bird don't give a fuck
Alright, just gonna
until it dies.
fix his HP real quick, and then I will, there we go. Bird, centipede, provoke. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. 22.
Oh god. Oh,
And this
Okay.
centipede is popping off.
impersonate. Still gonna take. 11 physical.
Alright, then a body save.
Actually, hold on. Where the fucking DR? Dumb.
Your
Dumb.
bird
Bird's
does not show it on its token, but it might be on your sheet.
Natural 2, so it would have 2 DR. Okay, yep, so I'm gonna.
Uh,
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna heal 2 of that.
All good.
Alright,
Bird
And,
is sit by the giant centipede, but is, doing
indeed.
okay.
And it's gotta make a body save. Boom. Boom.
Unfortunate. 2 poison damage, and your dexterity is sapped by 1.
Oh no, not the bird. Anyways, okay. It's half by 1. That is unfortunate. Is there specific Yeah, you mentioned the box earlier for penalty. Is there a specific box for penalty? And abilities?
It should be.
There should be, but let me go make sure.
Like crazy.
There is one in the. No, you didn't put it in the.
I didn't. I'm a
character
banana.
update. There
I'm a
is one
banana.
in the property, so.
Yeah, you can just
Okay,
double click
well,
the bird and
I
put it in
just-
there, or just
Yeah, I
keep
just
in
put it in
mind.
the race thing. And
You
I
can-
don't
yeah,
have to-
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can put it wherever.
Yeah, just making sure. Okay, anyways,
Mhm.
Bird's gonna make its attack on the bandit here with the advantage. Boom. Boom. Damage.
Damage. Look at this.
All right, and that is on the bandit.
Yep, that is on the bandit.
All right, the bandit will attempt to parry as his form is heavily weakened, and he sees the strange fat bird flying towards him. I forgot that I don't give these guys macros for skills. Let me just roll that manually. 5, and I have 1 wound, so 4. All right, nope, he is taking that to the face as he suffers 6, reduced by his DR. He suffers
God.
1 damage as the bird begins to
Oh my
peck
God.
furiously at him.
The bird deals damage.
So he gains 2 wounds. That 1 damage made the difference.
That's funny.
All right,
Didn't work.
he is heavily injured from the
and,
bird's furious
Wait,
pecking.
how did you go from 1 wound to 2?
I think I just didn't
Like
update his
3.
token.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got the wounds from the popper, but
Mhm.
All right.
Alright.
I
And
like it this way better.
yeah, indeed, just like clawing at the eyes,
Mhm. Just a
tweeting
vicious,
angrily.
vicious bird.
All right, and he'll go ahead and push the attack here. Okay, we're good.
Unfortunate.
All right, that's my turn.
All right, he's able to fight off the bird for the second peck, Storm, but that is all he can do. Kotak, it is your turn.
Question.
Hmm.
It won't matter. That's a 4. Never mind. I was going to say, the bird did come from the shadows. You might be flat-footed against the bird.
No, the bird's been acting. It's
No, I know, but you flew out of the right range. So,
the bird also attacked the centipede recently.
oh, I forgot about that.
Mhm.
Never mind.
I got you.
It's all good. Attempts were made. But Kotak, it is your turn. You've already suffered the poison damage for this round, so you just applied it when it was applied instead of applying it at the start of your turn. Because ease. So you don't have to worry about that. But, I believe you get a poison save at the end of your turn to end it early.
Poison and picks at the end of turn.
Yeah.
So,
But you do have the rest of your turn to do whatever you like.
Kota's gonna stare at this, pegging at his leg for a bit. Was like, this guy needs to go. So he's gonna swing at the bandits.
Excellent.
2-weapon fighting. Go.
Fool, I am the master. Yeah. All right, 24 will definitely slam into him. He's out of defensive action, so he's just gonna take that 8 minus 4 from my DR, so he's going to take 7 damage. As a heavy crack upon his side, you see his head woozy and wobbly as he, they're not going to heal him, so he falls unconscious. He has at 0 HP, so I'm just going to make it easy. Destor.
There we go. Now for the bug.
Ah. Unfortunately, the bug manages to dodge out of the way. Wah.
Here comes the push attack.
I'm starting to think this bug is scary.
Second action. Swing.
Yeah. Dodges. You want more as its legs wriggle ominously in your direction.
God damn it. For my quick action, I'm gonna use lay on hands on myself.
Very good, very good.
I'm gonna heal for 16.
Very nice.
Nice.
16's pretty good healing. At the end of your turn, give me a body save.
Come on, I'm good at these. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Alright, before you take your turn, Nossie, I have a bunch of things to do.
you not?
I offer you nothing and take everything.
Well, technically, they don't trigger until the start. So before my turn, they don't get to act yet. Where I get impact surge, so.
I'm afraid that's not how this works, good sir. You are being slammed. My apps. He is sick as he begins coughing a little bit before he's slapping at you. But, you know, he's still gonna try.
I mean, they're percentages. I mean, hey.
You know, there's some benefits. 20, but I'm gonna see if I want to use his last luck on this. Oh no, actually it's 2 luck. I forgot I gave him that +1. Yeah, just making sure we're gonna use the luck. That's a 23.
Jesus. I mean, it's. No, I'll take it. It's only
I
3
see.
down lethal.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Before that though, I have stamina. I'm not gonna use it. Carry on. Alright,
Thank you
Fred.
for letting us know.
Yeah, I had ability where I can make it be precision damage, but I would have to spend too much stamina to do so. So
I'm fine if you fatigues himself.
I'm good. Fred, however, is going to have you meet his cudgel.
Does it also have a smiley face on it?
This one has, unfortunately, a bleeding smiley face because it's covered in Nazi's blood.
Nah, I'm good, Fred.
Yep, you're
I'm
good. You can't fix that, so. Alright, and
now
then
you're the person I'm fucking terrified
Cressel.
of.
I believed in you, Fred.
Fred tried their best. Unfortunately, they're not that good. Alright, for Cressel, I don't have any of my luck points, so I can't do anything crazy with that, but I do have these. Which means it's time to do the thing, Julie. Yeah.
You not?
No,
Wait,
I
really
must.
like it. Look, I think at approval at point, you can just surrender.
No,
now.
no, gotta swing.
Is that it?
I'm trying to figure out how it's possible for me to roll 4 damage.
Was it
Because
four?
second gives me -2,
minus-
gives me -2. Yeah,
so
yep,
then
yep.
you minus two.
I rolled a 1 and a 2, by the way.
Depart.
Yep.
Wow.
That's just me getting fucked right there.
That's
All right.
brutal.
That is brutal
Wait, no.
indeed.
Didn't work.
I can't do anything
work,
about
bro.
that.
Honestly, out of a sign of just disrespect, I just like open my arms and take it because it's non-lethal. Fuck you.
All right. Well, that's all she could do with her reaction. Nasi, it's your turn. Just fucking T-pose on her. It's fine.
Wait, I got kind of nervous, but oh, I'm fine. Okay. Well, my stitch continues as I'll spend an action to chant.
Hmm?
And I am going to fight defensively.
Hmm?
Just stab this fucking centipede. It's like, yeah, I need to get rid of flanking for closer. Okay, stab me the centipede. Well,
Imagine you
Okay.
have a +9.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure, because I remember last time it gave you the advantage roll, even though you collected disadvantage, so. Alright, a 19.
let me double check actually. That feels weird. Oh, right, we talked about this last session. I think there's a hidden bonus or something.
What's your
with
total?
this one. My total right now, we have an attack buff from her attack up right now, right?
Yes, +2.
Which is 2?
+2 attack.
And you're wounded for -1.
Do I have any other bonuses?
So you should be looking at 1 higher than your normal bonus. But, I'm going to wriggle. Unless that's like a
Yeah, that should
-2.
be a 7.
+7?
So it's a 17.
With 17, I will still attempt to wriggle.
Time is wriggle.
Mm-hmm. Giant centipede, parry bonus of... I forgot I didn't give them wriggle. Well, can you make a parry attempt without being trained?
No.
He's just gonna take it. They're centipedes and they don't know how to parry.
Oof.
I mean, they are lesser creatures, so, you know, it's fine. That is 19 minus my DR. Wriggle, wriggle, wriggle.
I'm gonna make a normal attack really quick, just to see.
+9.
Go to updater and check martial skills. Heavy blade is a 2. Hold on, let me test something. Still a 9, okay.
I mean, 9 doesn't feel out of.
No, it's 2 higher than you should have. I have a 6 base, I have 1 wound, and a +2, that puts me at 7.
Is your wound calculating?
5? Okay. Yeah, okay, I know what it is. The steady state
Yeah.
is doubling. I added 2 in there and gave me a +4.
Oh.
So if I put a 1,
I think you have steady already applying, so I'll have to remove my secondary edition for it.
and there's a 7.
Cool. Alright.
You know, when you do so everyone knows, in character update, when you put steady in, you need to put a 1 for now. Because it's doubling it for some reason.
I mean, yeah, you can take your second turn. I'm just gonna go fix it real quick.
I mean, I'll take double.
I'm sure you would.
I know, that's my 14.
Oh, because you used your first action to the shoops and the whoops. Yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, from there, we're just gonna click that there fun next button. Ardor, it's just your turn as you continue to fly in. You can see the combat now at this point as the companions that you traveled with are fighting the bandits in a furious, well, combat.
Okay, I'm gonna do some measurements real quick.
Mhm.
Alright, he needs to get closer. Right here to this tree or rock. I assume it's a tree.
That's a tree stump.
Oh. 60. I'll assume I was there. Oh. I'm gonna move my token, then move it back just to see. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, this is where I choose to go.
Alright, and do you
in
land?
Flying mode. I land on the tree. I can.
You're a little too far to land on the tree.
Okay. Oh, right here. If I don't use all 60 feet.
You could land there, yeah.
Still do.
Can you land like here maybe? I don't know how long range you have.
You could fly, instead of going east, you could fly south and go into the pine trees.
Yeah, but then I'm in range for a bandit that has an arrow.
You don't?
That I was like right there, so Seymour's right there. Go 30 feet right here.
You can use the distant, like, measure
Yeah, if you
distance
select your
thing.
token and you hover over the enemy, it'll tell you how far you are from it. It also calculates your elevation, so that is applied. But from that range, you're 110 feet away, so you're going to need to go either double action move or go to the pine trees if you want to get actually shot on this round without having any penalties.
Okay, I'm in range for the person I want to be in.
That works.
We'll land on the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'll set my facing down.
Mm-hmm.
So I landed. 25 feet or 20 feet in there. Should I mention?
Yep, you're marked as 20 feet.
Okay. I assume I see everybody. Correct.
You can see everyone within the light aura here, no problem. Everyone who's like outside of it, they are somewhat obscured due to the darkness, but you can see them. As for
Okay,
this one
that's
here, they're actually fully out of view because they are not in any light or dim light. Everyone else you can see.
Unless you have low light vision or dark vision.
I know they don't, so.
Since I'm stealth, do I still have advantage?
You have been flying your double pace, and your stealth is currently listed as that.
Stealth doesn't give advantage. You had advantage last time because of the flat-footed cinematic.
Yeah.
And you use that ability.
They just have flat-footed AC. I'm just saying if their perception bonus would see your stealth, because you're moving at full pace, which gives you pretty big penalties. You feel stealthy. You're not stealthy. However, they can't see you, so they're flat-footed anyways.
Yeah. Distance is a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably too far away and in the dark to be really paid attention to anyways.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You're good.
Make that their musket shot.
Not like it really matters for this shot in particular because I'm too far away. Yeah, I'm gonna make the shot on Haps.
On Haps.
I did.
All right.
I did the distance. I have a bonus to my damage. Have high ground. Or is it to attack? I don't remember.
High ground. There's a little toggle for high ground if you have it, and it'll automatically apply the
No, I
bonus
meant
to
for
attack.
the bonus that Kotak gave us.
Oh, that
you don't
was
have
not given
that.
to you.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't have that.
You were stealthing away from the party when it was given, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember I had to do it last time, but okay.
No, you were asleep when I cast.
Mm-hmm.
Because you stayed up all night digging the hole.
Yep.
And you didn't go to the strategy meeting, so, unfortunately.
The thing you're thinking of is the AC bonus, which from the annoying
The
bird
bird.
is applied.
Yeah, that's from the bird. That's within earshot, so yeah.
But that's not something you need to do for the attack macro, so there you are.
There you go.
All right, from the darkness, Haps. Everyone will hear the crack of what you believe to be thunder as a bullet flies forth from your rifle, slamming in Haps' general direction as he suffers sneak attack. You don't have anything like has to be within 30 feet, right? You don't have that rule.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yep.
that's unfortunate.
There's a talent to remove it.
Gotcha. Well, at least there's a talent to remove it.
Does that confirm, though?
It does confirm, yeah, his flat-foot is AC is 14. So Haps is going to
awesome.
take some
Oh,
12
damn.
damage.
Yep.
Let's see here.
And I
HP
believe we
change,
mentioned
12.
rifles at base are bludgeoning, so that's a bludgeoning crit. Oh, yeah.
Yep, I just need to see what his DR is. My
Yeah,
DR
it's a
is-
firearm.
Shite.
It's a
You are
firearm.
right. I get ignored. Alright, well that is 12 damage coming to my face zone as I am pelted by the bullet, and then there is a crit slamming into me for a 3-point modifier. Which means I have critical rating active reduction for 1d4 rounds. So,
Nice.
for 3 rounds, round 8 is when it will end, I will have a 3-point penalty to active reduction, which I'm just going to apply that to my token real quick.
Nice. It's huge. By the way, I just want to point something out. I did add a benefit for high ground for ranged weapon saves.
Hmm.
They don't, if they're up above, they don't count verticality for range increment.
Well, that's good, because I was
Yeah.
keeping that in mind for what his attack roll was, but it wouldn't have applied, so.
Yeah, I gave that to ranged weapons, so there's a reason to have archers on
Mhm.
parapets and shit.
All right, in that case, that was your movement and your action for your secondary basics, so anything for your quick?
Yep, he's gonna put a bullet in his musket. I still believe I have 25 feet. There's nowhere really I could go. He'll go back in the tree some.
All right, flying to another branch. Very good, very good. Top of the round, we begin with human bandit number 7, who finally joins the fray, seeing this crazy stuff happening. He is injured from the gunshot from earlier. He is going to move forward to here. I'm sad. I'm the saddest of bananas right now.
It's fine.
I'm going to quick action as he sees the injured form of his companion, spending the stamina. I use my macro to get rid of the stamina. I completely forgot to fix it, so it doesn't have output at this point in time. But I spent 1 stamina to move. And I'm going to go to here. And from this position, I'm going to use my first action to grab the potion off of Pap's bandolier. Second action to feed it to him.
It's 2 actions to feed an area potion, good sir.
Is it now?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I hate that.
There's a talent to make it 1 action.
I hate that. Well, he has a potion in hand. And instead, he's just going to drink it himself. Because he's bandit.
Man, what a dick.
Alright, let's see here. What's my potion give me? Equipment tab. Here we go. I'm
He's stealing our loot.
fucking blind. There it is. Okay.
Kill him before he drinks it.
10
No.
That's a
healing.
way. Yeah.
No.
Certainly a way to think about it, I guess. That would have been ours.
Alright, he has been healed, and that is all he can do.
It's funny, I actually saw an RPG horror story where the guy freaked out a DM had their NPCs use items because that was supposed to be party loot.
Alright, the bandit here is
God.
going to take a step and is going to try to steal his quiver back. Because what the fuck, man?
Oh no.
Alright.
Run, arrow, run.
10 feet up above him?
You're at the same elevation.
Okay.
Alright, here is my check. You need to make a CMD check against
The
me.
Raven is 10 more feet in air than the
We're
bandit.
both 20 feet.
The Raven's 30.
The Raven 30.
If you zoom
This
in.
is
It's
why
tiny.
you have the type, so I can actually see. But
I don't know how to do that. to
it's
be
just the
honest.
daub. So when you choose the elevation distance, directly below that is a little drop-down menu. But yeah, that is 30 feet, which means you're 10 feet away, which means I physically cannot reach you, and I'm a sad banana. So instead, guess I'm gonna fucking climb down this fucking tower.
Throw your bow at him.
There we go. Okay.
There you go. All right.
Fire your
let's see
bow.
here. 15.
Don't fire arrows.
I was actually thinking of having Errol sit in the tree and chuck the arrows at him.
Quick action for the movement. All right, stamina
Oh,
spent for
wow.
movement.
We're workers.
I mean, Errol is proficient in thrown weapons, yes.
All right, you see this one here rushing forward, cudgel in hand as he dropped his bow upon the tower. Jack.
Nice.
Also, the double bonus from steady should be gone now.
So should I put in the normal?
Yeah, you
two
should put the
instead
normal
of one?
two.
Okay.
I believe I was having a steady apply to the active active increase property, as well as applying it to the attack macro itself, which already applied the active increase.
Hmm.
So, you know. It's a thing.
I have to fix that for Saturday.
It's just one line in the attack frame macro.
I really don't want to be
You
here.
gonna jump over that stuff?
Yeah.
I don't believe it requires a check, does it?
Means difficult terrain if you don't.
Checking distance. Okay. I'm gonna move to here and toss 2 poppers out at giant centipede.
All right. You gonna do that jump for that there, shoopin' whoopin'?
No, I went up above it.
Yeah, okay. I see you'd be able to do that. No problem. Yep, you would have the movement for it. All right, tossing a bomb at my face. Roll that there attack.
Popper, not a bomb, but yeah.
Pop or bomb, pretty similar.
Oh, okay.
Who was this again?
Use
Red?
this.
All right, so Centipede's dead.
Centipede.
Got
Okay,
Huh?
Centipede. Well, Centipede, that is a confirmed crit as you explode in fire. Possibly. That's 16 damage. I'm alive!
Oh, that means you get my second bomb.
Wait,
Popper,
question.
Whatever.
Do you have underground chemist?
I do not know.
It doesn't matter.
on
At the
my
start of that thing's turn, it's going to die from the burning.
Yeah,
I'm
it's on
suffering
fire.
2 damage. I have 1 HP.
No, that's
It
true. I
suffers
forgot
more
about
than
burning.
that.
Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and toss at, what's my range on poppers? I know it's strangely
30
longer
feet.
than bombs.
Unless your macro's incorrect.
Nope, it is correct. Yeah, I'll go for the, bandit, 7.
Excellent. There you are. Alright, a secondary popper fires forth from your cane and explodes in his general direction, but he manages to duck low just in time.
It's a touch attack.
He says fuck as he looks at his character sheet. As he is hit by the popper. He ducks low right into
a
it.
popper.
Yep, and that's 14 fire damage. Alright, his face is exploding.
That's what you get for stealing my potion.
Talking about it's ours. No, it was mine. Thought it was mine. Everything in this camp is mine, really. Anything? Anything else for you, Jack?
Oh, that's my limit.
All right, Edel.
Oh, the bird's separate. No.
Or Bird separate, yeah. They had him go
Yeah,
separate.
Bird is gonna just kind of hook the
The quiver.
quiver onto the tree branch up here out of reach,
Excellent.
and just kind of,
Yeah.
What's the range of throwing an arrow at someone?
That'd just be a dart, right?
I imagine, yeah. I would assume it'd be 10 feet base range increment because it's improvised.
So how big is your bird again?
Tiny.
All right. So the arrows are like bigger than it, basically in length.
Yeah, the idea is he's gonna drop the payload on the guy.
I mean, you can do it if you want to try it.
It's tempting.
I mean, it's 30 feet, so, it's gonna fall for a bit.
Ah, yes. Let's give the man back his ammo.
Now, there is
You
the
got
question
this, Bill.
of Errol. They are familiar or are they a companion?
Familiar.
Familiar. Okay, what's they're sentient. Yeah, they can do this.
Yes.
Cool.
They've got innate intelligence.
Mm-hmm. If you want to do it, you're free to do so.
Arrow's just gonna fly up over this guy and drop one of the arrows back.
All right. Well, give me a dexterity check because you don't have proficiency in this improvised attack.
I do have proficiency in thrown, but yes, I am trained as a deliver payload. But okay.
You were trained and
Nice.
delivered payrolled. Okay. More of the arrow's not really designed to be thrown, hence it's being an improvised, but you being
Yeah.
trained and deliver payload, I would probably consider allowing you to use your thrown proficiency, so that'd be 21. Either which way, 19 or 21 will hit. Okay. Roll me 2d6. as the arrow drops, slanting into his shoulder as he suffers 11 points of damage, reduced by his DR. He looks up. What the actual fuck? This bird's insane. Alright, anything else for Errol? Also, he's
Just kind of
vision zero.
flapping back to get more arrows.
Excellent. Alright. Giant Centipede. I'm in danger as I burn. Bleh.
86 damage.
Yep, he dies.
Yeah, Miss Sage, the burning damage applied by the crit isn't 2 burning damage. It's 2 applications, which would be 3d6.
I see.
Burning's gross.
He's definitely dead because he had 1 HP.
Nice.
Oh, I actually need to put them back in because they shared initiative.
Oh, arrows turning.
No.
The smell reminds Ilfrin of his time in the Underdark, in a good way though. Nice hot
All right.
food was a rarity for him.
The other centipede is going to wriggle happily and has a choice. My favorite food, who's surprisingly massive, or a dwarf. I'm going to attack my favorite food.
I'll fuck around and find out.
Wriggle.
Oh, miss.
That's gonna be a miss.
And he's going to try again. Wriggle. 19 hit the
No,
bird.
it's gonna be.
The hits.
This is the
It's
bird.
gonna be a hit.
It's
I'm
not
gonna try to.
unusual attack.
It's
It's
against
not
the bird,
unusual.
Kotak,
Oh.
not you.
Oh, thank God.
Son of a bitch. Alright.
Is the
Oh,
bird
bye.
trained in parry?
I'm squinting
Oh, yeah.
right now. You just can't hear it. You can't hear
Where-
it.
Look.
Harry?
I mean, I didn't make the centipedes trained in parry, but that's because they're centipedes.
Yeah, but that's a
That makes
trained
sense.
animal.
Anyways,
That's a trained animal companion.
It's true.
alright.
Yeah.
So that's no, by the way, is the answer. That's
Alright.
5 more
5.
poison damage. Jeez.
5
I'm
poison
just gonna
damage
deal
on a
all at
body
once
save.
here. Yeah, I'm just gonna deal damage all at once here, so bam. Oh wait, the DR's 5? Okay.
If you
So
set the
sorry.
damage type, then it will have the DR applied.
Oh, okay. So let me. Gotcha. Okay. Board didn't have DR. Bird's in danger. All right. I gotta make a body save. Yes.
Yep.
Body save. Boom.
All right.
Hey.
You resist this application of it. All right.
Awesome.
That is what my giant centipede can do. We go to Ilfrin. At the start of your
No,
turn,
it's funny.
your bird
It-
suffers
Yep, indeed. So I'll roll the.
1 additional sap, dexterity sap.
All right. Well, that's I get a save
No,
against
no.
it, right?
Yeah, no, Sage. Poison doesn't trigger at the start, though. At the end of your turn every round, you make another save or get the application.
Gotcha. At the
And
end of your
yeah,
turn,
I'm
bird
going
will
to-
get potentially 1 sap.
All right. Well, good news. Bird's gonna withdraw. Because that's what I was going to do anyways. Believe it or not.
Little do you
Because
know
it
that I have
doesn't like
Sentinel.
getting-
As I break through
Once it gets-
systems.
Yeah, I have full withdraw and I'm had 5.
Yeah,
trying to
you're
fuck off.
good. You're
Anyways.
good. Just fucking with you.
All right. So it's just gonna go ahead and full withdraw. So 5, 10, 15. All right. I'll be able to get this far and raise 3 times. So my elevation currently is 5. So that'd be 20 elevation.
Excellent. The centipede lets loose a
Alright.
single tear. Its favorite food flies away.
Fuck this shit. Continuing its performance. Here we go. Ilfrin, will note the bird's departure and not regret it.
Mm.
God, he's such an asshole. Fuck. That bird, I
mean-
will keep him alive.
I mean, I feel like that
Anyways.
bird shits on him, so it's it's fair.
It's entirely deserved in some ways, but also you wouldn't want to wish death on it. He just
Mhm.
finds
But-
it's annoyance to be to his
Mhm.
happiness because he's an asshole. All right. I already know what I'm gonna do here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cast defensively. Sorry, I'm not gonna extended cast this
Gotcha.
time. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Vicious Vines,
Mhm.
targeting Fred and multi-target these two as well.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking about it just to be sure that's what I want to do, and that is what I want to do. So here, let me just. Oh wait, let me actually impersonate Ilfrin now. Vicious Vines, boom. So it is a save for body. Wait, actually no, this is just casting it, right? Sorry, I'm getting out of place here. Fucking that
That's
roll.
definitely a
Damn.
cast.
Damn.
DC is
Alright.
18 because of your plus for multi-target.
Yes, I'll set up the AoE
Gotcha.
spell. It's good.
No need, because I have to roll Haps and Castle separately. Because they
Oh, okay.
are not, yeah, they can't
Well, I'm
actually use
targeting-
the AoE spell.
Okay,
So
I got
Fred
it.
makes it,
So,
and then these two
Fucking Fred.
fail.
nice.
Jesus
Provide
Christ.
me your effects.
Oh, is it the damage not in there?
Oh, I say the damage.
No, damage is in
okay,
there.
cool. 20
yeah,
damage.
God, that's some good damage. Fuck.
Yeah, some pretty good damage. 20 physical
Yeah.
damage, and it's a safer suck? Or safer half?
It's just save for half, yeah.
Gotcha, safer half.
That would be slashing.
Well, no,
So
it's
what I would choose-
targeted. Targeted as saber suck.
Saber suck, gotcha. Alright, AoE is for safer
question.
halves. Yes.
A general question. If you hold your action, does that mean that you lose, like, your priority in initiative goes down and you stay
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm not used to. I don't know 5e initiative.
It's all good.
Okay.
Okay.
Damage applied, and then
My second basic action, I will move thusly.
Damage applied. Alright, Crestle and Haps are looking pretty injured.
Nice. I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
Fred's just a fucking badass, though.
And Fred is just holding strong. Wait. Alright, and then you move there and anything else?
No, that is it.
Alright, Kotak, it is your turn.
Your favorite food is about to be hammer.
Wriggle,
You
wriggle,
can
wriggle.
5 foot for flanking.
You could 5 foot
Kotak.
flanking.
There's a reason I stepped here.
Mm-hmm. You're just standing atop your brethren, Ilfrin. Your cut up brethren.
He kind of just like pushed them to the side. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'll 5 foot step to the left.
I half feel like going through an entire monologue, trying to persuade Fred to join our team and use the power of Forge.
It's hammer time.
Mm-hmm. I will definitely slam into the centipede as it suffers 17. Reduced by 2, 15. Oh, no, never mind. 17. Your DR bypass. Squish as the centipede is heavily crushed. You see many of its legs kind of bent sadly, and it lets out a low.
Here goes another one.
The centipede is destroyed. I did
shit.
3, not. There we go. Centipede's definitely dead. I'm just gonna leave
Nice.
its token because it's a summon. Alright.
Well,
Anything else?
Kota's kind of stuck here now. Because he 5 foot stepped.
It's
No,
true.
Ilford nods in approval. He's a little bit impressed.
Those hammers are working
Others?
pretty strong.
Yeah, I'll just. What can I do with my action?
Well,
You could throw a hammer.
you could throw a
It is
hammer.
light weapon.
You could also fight
I-
total defense, so if someone does decide to attack you for some reason, you could get bonus AC. You could pull out another item from your bag or bandolier if you have anything you would have interest in. You can look at them threateningly, trying to threaten them to run away or whatnot. Say some words. Some choices.
Nah, I don't want to throw my hammer because then I only have one hammer. I can't do weapon fight, and I don't have another weapon on me. So
Hey, you could comb your beard. Man.
what?
Comb your beard.
Good
Oh,
lord.
I thought you'd
The
throw
whole
your
basic
beard. I was like, what?
Whoa, no!
I was
Yes.
like, I'm not gonna take that off.
Just a full 5 seconds of beard stroking.
Kotash will use his other action to stomp on the dead centipede. I'll pass my turn.
Excellent. At the end of your turn, give me a body save.
I will do that. That's 20.
Why, he already
You-
made it.
He didn't make it at the end of this turn, no.
Oh, the
That's
bird didn't make it
pretty
either. didn't
Last
make it.
turn, he made
Fuck.
it, see? And it's one save cure, right?
He failed both of his saves on both the attacks against him from the centipede.
Those two it was multiple attacks is what
Yeah,
caused it.
It was multiple attacks. The second one he failed, which increased the DC by 1 step, which this one definitely saves, so yeah, you're good to go. No changes for you.
And I forgot to do the bird damage too.
Yeah,
Bird
yeah.
save.
So bird save.
Yeah,
such
Yeah,
one.
no,
Okay.
I mean,
Yep.
it doesn't matter, but He had a 24 last round. That's why I was confused.
But yeah, that wasn't against the poison at the end of his round. It was against the second application.
That was against
Regardless.
his concentration check, I'm pretty sure. Any which ways. Haps has gained
Oh
initiative.
yeah, you're right.
As Bird suffers these shoops and whoops. And Haps is going to look around. He's pretty fucking injured. He's not happy. He's got still 3 allies left alive, so he's not super morale broken, but he doesn't have a potion of healing anymore, and he's kind of annoyed by that.
No, it's not my concentration check because I already made them 2 for above that.
Well, now you're double carried.
Either which way, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm feeling good for now.
Mm-hmm. Alright, How much stamina do I have? Okay. Haps is going to spend a point of stamina. He's going to use that stamina to take the one of Cressel's 2 potions off her bandolier. He's going to drink that potion with his action.
What a dick.
Healing each other's weapons.
He heals for 12. Ah, motherfucker. Keep forgetting that they're not fucking mobs. Healing. 12. There we go. Alright. And then he's going to use his action to ready to stab you.
Again, really?
Yeah.
It didn't work out the greatest last time.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
well, it's gonna happen. Just you wait. Fred. Fred is feeling fine. I mean, he's in vines, but, doesn't have to roll for it, because he's already rolled for it this round. Just gonna slap you with flanking. Cudgel, cudgel, cudgel. Flanking, yes. 22 for 19.
Oh, parry.
Fucking rip-a-roni, roll confirm.
Holy shit. If I get a third one.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, we're good.
You're good. That was
Jesus
cursed.
Christ.
So yeah, 19 DR2 bypass. He's then going to swing again, and by swing again, I mean he's going to ready to swing again, as is tradition. Cressel. Just going to look at Haps like, what the fuck? And looking at your wounds, you are 2 now, so she is going to yeah, she's gonna drink a potion, spending a basic action to pull it out, another action to drink it. 5 step before she does so.
Hold on, very important thing. Very important thing. Does Haps have the talent so he doesn't prefer from drinking the potion?
No.
I want to smack him. It's really quick. Plus 1 to this because I wouldn't have had the wound yet, but okay,
Negative.
it doesn't matter. Never mind.
Yeah, no, Gressel's 5 foot stepping, she is doing the other thing to pull out potion and drink it. Man, I rolled a fucking 3.
Good.
Well, she's feeling a little bit better. Not a lot, because she's now out of potion. Alright, and that was her action, and that was her 5 steps. So she's just going to look around and be fine. Nasi, at the start of your turn, you're getting slapped. Dueling dagger. Flanking. Slam. 23 for 8. And I'm getting, like, horrible rolls with that.
Oh, look.
Quick question. The second condition, is that a save at the end of my turn to get rid of it?
I believe it's just a blap.
It's just a blap blap?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Carry on.
Is that also including his -3?
His attack macro is
From
that
the crit? From the crit from...
his
He has a +10?
okay, that is not applying to his token for some reason then. He does have active reduction. No, I put it as a minus, and it's just supposed to be a number. Let me just do this real quick. Just make sure.
So he was...
Okay, yeah, so minus 6.
Okay, that would have just this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now it's Plied. That's a miss. Now for Fred, who's going to do the same thing. Cudgel. See again? Yes, make it so.
The power of
20
Torch
for 23.
passes you.
I'm trying to parry.
Oof.
I'm going to spend my reroll.
Alright,
To try again.
there you go. Parried. Alright, now it's your turn.
I didn't. Again, that would have been bad.
Mm-hmm. That would have been
Okay,
23
well.
damage crashing into you.
Boys, as I continue to chant. But before I do anything else, I am going to look to Crystal and Haps. I think I've proven my point. I'll give you one last chance. We're taking you to your lab regardless. But if you put down your weapons now, we'll leave your friends who are still standing alive.
Roll diplomacy.
No,
26?
No.
Oh. They'll look at each other, and you'll see Cressel give a nod as they seem to lower their arms. They're not dropping them, because they're going to see if you're going to fucking attack them, but they seem to acquiesce. Whatever. Word.
Okay, I'm going to lower my weapons, and I'm going to total defense as I look to the group. Alright, I think we're done here, guys. We've come to an understanding, I hope. As I'm just going to alright, Crystal.
Diplomacy in action.
Mm-hmm. Alright, from the darkness, Ardor, you can see that the enemies seem to be surrendering. It is your turn. Are you going to continue combat?
Sorry. Do I really see
Yes, you do.
them?
They're in full light.
Okay. Even from this distance?
Yes, they're in full light.
Well, he's gonna get closer. Either way. How did you measure distance again?
If you select your token and hover over who you want to target, it'll tell you how far they are from you. Which includes the elevation that they have. If any.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
For me, it doesn't. It just says elevation 0, HP.
No.
speed.
If you like hover over Apps Biden, it says distance, Ardor Foul bin 110.
I don't see that.
1 second.
Have you selected your token?
Yes, I have. Okay. I got it.
You understand now? Cool. Okay. I just checked and I was like, okay, this does say it should be visible to everyone, so I'm not sure why you're not seeing it. But if you're seeing it now, then we're good.
He would need to get a little bit closer.
Now, you do ignore the plus 10 foot in elevation that you're providing to their distance. So if it's like 110, then it's actually 100.
Okay. You mean 20 feet?
Well, it's not 20 feet exactly because it's, Pythagorean's theorem, whatever. But yeah, 10 feet essentially is what it's applying.
10
for the
feet?
elevation.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, and for range weapons, you ignore.
Which is why you
Yeah.
ignore that 10. Yes.
Yep.
So if you see their distance, lower it by 10, and that's accurate.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Gotcha. He thinks, I'll give you a little bit of lore, I suppose. He thinks this entire thing is just stupid. Why we walked into this bandit camp is entirely dim-witted. So he will not care that they are. I don't think he particularly cares that they are surrendering.
All right.
But and he does. They know where the gunshot came from. He doesn't. I'm trying to think of what Arthur would do. Whose turn is it after me?
Top of the round goes back to the bandits.
I probably didn't hear them surrendering.
You can see them surrendering. You know that they're surrendering.
And Nazi is trained to vocal projection.
I mean, you might not fully hear Nasi. They're pretty fucking far away. You can see that they're surrendering.
I mean, if
there's
they
one-
can,
As it looks less like a battle and more like a conversation.
well,
Exactly.
I mean, if they can hear the bird, because you have to remember, I'm using my chant ability, so I'm in full loud, giving a sermon voice, because I've been doing that every turn.
Mhm.
So I mean,
How loud does your chant go? Estimately, is it like a loud? Is it like a loud? In D&D terms, is it thundering, quote unquote?
It's not thundering. They are speaking loudly and firmly to produce the effect of their magic. In terms of their words, they did not say that they yelled it. They said they spoke
No.
loudly and firmly.
No.
So
yeah, I'm just saying, imagine a preacher giving a sermon.
yeah, so
I mean,
it's decent. However, you guys are in the open forest. Not really a lot of, reverberation going on here to help boost that sound more than you would hope. It's
for sure.
yeah, you cannot understand the words. You can hear that they're making noise, and the enemies have surrendered, or at least they look like they're surrendering. The bird,
There's one of
you don't
them
need to understand their tweets. You just need to hear the tweets, which
Okay.
you do. So
Here's a question just for Ardor's sake, or
Mhm.
me trying to understand. Does any of them put their hands up?
no one puts their hands up. They just lower their arms. Weapons are still held. It looks like they're no longer in a fighting stance.
So they're just looks like they relaxed. Okay.
They've relaxed. Now, I will preface any action that you do intend to take. You are free to do what you want. Your actions will have consequences.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Not like it matters to Ardor, anyways. But it will probably later. He's tired. He also is like very, very annoyed because he saw someone put his tunnel back up.
Hmm.
Too bad I don't have a
So,
communication ability. Sorry.
are you
I know I
going
need
to
to make a
surrender,
decision.
or are you going to continue the fight? And by surrender, I mean you're going to stop fighting, or are you going to continue fighting? You can decide if you're going to use any specific abilities after you've decided if you're going to continue fighting or not.
One last question.
Hmm?
Is this the bandit? Which one is the bandit that?
The one that you
I
shot
tried to
earlier is
ambush?
this one.
Okay.
This is Fred.
Yeah.
Don't shoot him, please.
He's not in range
Sure,
anyways.
Don't shoot Fred. I'm pretty
You can
sure
shoot him. You shoot him. He stole our loot. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he'll do one last shot towards this bandit. He sees. I mean, everybody's in light. He knows he took a shot on this guy,
Mhm.
and it was very effective. But you also see that this guy's on his last limbs. Even though that they are surrendering, he feels like an intimidation shot straight through his skull would seal the deal. I'm gonna do it, I guess.
All right, make your attack.
I would like to pause here really quick.
All right.
I think, given the circumstances and previous conversations, just for you to be a rare burst, Nazi would consider this a PvP action at this point. And we should
I would
discuss it.
also add Jack into that PvP action.
This is why I brought up that your actions will have consequences.
And I
Oh,
just
is
want to say, it doesn't mean they kicked out of the party or anything, but that is the direction it's going. Maybe because if, one, Ardor is fairly smart from what I can tell. They
Yes.
have tentatively lowered their weapons, and everyone's going to calm down. I feel like it's not metagaming to assume if someone gets attacked, there will be no surrender. They will just go straight back into combat, which is fine. Whatever happens after that, though, Darcy will be legitimately upset at depending on your response. And by previous conversations, I feel like Ardor and by your own comments would not be remorseful at all. Uh, and we have only been traveling together for a couple of days, and shooting someone who seems to be surrendering, one, it's a pretty big break of my character's moral code. And as Jack said, probably his too.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure Jack wouldn't stop at just beating you up.
Well, I wouldn't beat you up, but if you want remorseful, it just so far Nazi's gotten a severe refusal to work with the party. Like, we tried to include you with remote planning, but Ardor has refused multiple times, and now
Just
thinks this
once.
plan. I mean, yeah, but multiple people came out and tried to get you involved. It would basically be a conversation of either you work with us or you're gone because we can't rely on you. I mean, shooting someone surrendering shows you have complete disregard for plans we made and that we went out of the way to make sure they were informed of.
Well, he had, the plan wasn't. The only plan that was stated to him is that you guys were planning on talking to them within the camp, which you did,
Yes.
and
And
said,
We stated that we were going to try and take them alive.
was I there for that, or was I sleeping?
You were
Or
there.
were you
You were
in the
there for
bar?
planning.
I was.
You
Okay.
know the party's intentions.
Mhm.
Okay.
And even though it broke into a fight, like, I'm fine with killing people. I mean, you didn't hear me, but I literally said gut them. However, the bigger thing is shooting someone who's actively seems to be surrendering. I mean, you could ready an action and be like, well, if one of them attacks, you have a ready action to shoot someone who continues the combat.
The big thing here is you can 100% decide to still shoot them. If you do, per my mention earlier of there will be consequences, it'll either be a very hard conversation with Ardor and the party, or just outright Ardor being removed from said party. Because depends on how things go. I do not know how they will go, but I know that it is a red line for the party. I also know that if you do somehow stay in the party, you'll be getting a point of evil. Which, I mean, you might prefer that, but you will be getting a point of evil. So it is up to you what you want to do, but have the knowledge of what will occur.
It'll
Okay.
be a potentially character evil. And yeah.
That is all fine.
Well, it's also. I have a question for you. What are your intentions for this character? Because I don't want to come off as a dick, but this is like we started this campaign with one of the one of the big key things was everyone's character should have a reason to work with the party, and you seem to go out of your way not to work with us so far, which
Well,
is the
the
concerning thing.
only part that he disagreed upon was the. I mean, in retrospect, I should have just talked with you at the hole, but I played him as kind of like stubborn. However, I will tell you that he does have a purpose for joining the party. He's just the conversation hasn't been brought upon, and I haven't really said lore or dropped anything upon that.
Look, my thing is, if Arthur thinks this entire plan was stupid, that's fine. I fully expect that. But there was multiple conversations where Yossi got his opinion, and you never said he thinks this is a bad plan, or that you wouldn't go along with the plan. I mean, I went out of my way multiple times just to make sure is everyone fine with a diplomatic attempt. And people said it's risky, but sure, we'll try it for the most part. Or they didn't carry the way.
You didn't with Arthur.
You were there when we were talking. And I went in the circle. I go out of my way to do that every time. I mean, other people can pitch in if I didn't, but I usually am pretty. I usually try to do that because I never like to force players into a plan they don't want to do.
It's not particularly a player thing. It's literally Ardor's mindset. He's very smart, and
yes, but you would be taking an action that doesn't just go against the plan; it nukes the plan, which is where that would. We're like I said, we're brand new. We don't know each other. Why would my character trust you after this? You've actively sabotaged the plan. Twice now, technically, if you go through with an attack.
Can I ask a couple things?
Yeah, go ahead.
How hurt is Nasi technically right now?
I have 2 wounds. I'm pretty bloodied,
Look, buddy.
but standing firm.
Okay.
Now, if you decide to attack Nasi, I'm gonna have a red light
No.
right there too.
No.
Okay.
I was just wondering how his allies look. How does
Your team
Jack
looks fairly healthy besides Nasi, who looks pretty injured.
Everyone else is actually visibly uninjured.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you have seen. I don't know how long you've been around, but Nasi's been healing every single, like, a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, even though he's taking damage, he's been coming back pretty quickly. So
I just wanted to get a visual in my mind before I make an action.
it does not look like we're losing. Or you see, there's a lot of dead bandits. So
Yeah, I mean, with the most recent fight that you did see, the last round of it did look like Nasi was being pretty harried. Like there was a chance it might have turned in the bandits' favor, but it was a small chance, judging from how many bodies of the bandits linger and how uninjured your party is.
and most of the bandits are injured, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only party member who's injured. So,
I mean, visibly injured. Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay.
And I have plenty of bombs.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get the field of view for my imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your consideration. That is very noted. However, I wish I was more directive towards Nasi in general in the conversation. But taking in that,
Unless there's anything else to be discussed, and then you can return to the scene in question.
can we return to the scene in question?
I think we're good to
fine
go.
with that. I just wanted to make sure you were properly informed of what might occur after this.
I do have a quick question.
Yes.
Unfortunately, would Audrey considering shooting somebody who's surrendering be a very bad thing to do? Like, just
No.
personally for him? Okay. That's all I want to ask.
Especially if he seems like we are outnumbered. And yeah, given right now we are pretty even. In terms of numbers.
We're
outnumber them.
we're evenly numbered, and they're more injured on the whole.
We're evenly numbered. I thought we. Oh, I guess there are
Well,
4 of them,
there's
4
a
of us.
view.
There's
Yeah.
5 of
Yeah,
them,
I
4
mean-
of you, but Arder counts as one who's far away, so it's technically 5 of you.
Yeah.
But 4 players in melee range.
I was counting the birds. Leave me
And
alone.
2/4.
Okay, if you count the birds, then you guys are outnumbering them.
I mean,
We're-
the
My bird's
birds.
almost
Even
dead.
if we include their horse.
Speak for yourself. My bird's almost dead.
That's true.
Yeah, but the birds have done fair never work in this fight, so
It's true.
you know, I
They've
count 'em.
stolen quivers. They've done some crazy stuff.
We're 4.5 adventurers. Sorry.
Not nearly as amusing as 2.5 men.
True.
But anyway, yeah, I think
I think
we're
the
good
scene
to
may
resolve
continue.
your action.
Yes.
I appreciate your concern. Thank you for letting me know. That being said, I think I'll if a weapon does, yeah, I'll say this. Yeah, he'll hold his action
Holding.
ready at the single sign of one of these two putting their weapon back up.
All right. Very good, very good. And as you wait there holding within your thing, are you going to do any movement, or are you just going to hold that action?
I did some movement. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to gain stealth again, I guess, if I
Alright.
can.
Roll me that stealth.
Adventure stealth. Go.
You feel
That should-
stealthy.
That should be a 20.
Gotcha.
I don't know why it's wrong.
Oh, it's probably because of your fatigue.
Okay.
Fatigue. All right. Stealth has been applied. You are holding your rifle and aimed out towards those in the front, and we go to bandit number 7, who's going to look around. They're not sheathing their weapon because they haven't been given the go-ahead by Kressel yet, but they are delaying their turn. Human bandit number 6 will likewise delay their turn, weapons still in hand. Jack.
Jack is gonna go ahead and just mosey on and sit down on this log here.
All right.
Kind of rub his knee. You know?
Little
Oh, my
preemptive, but
knee.
okay.
Errol.
Errol is gonna go and shout, "Train!"
Excellent.
It's awful.
The trees are
It's
talking. Ilfrin, the trees are talking.
Open will delay. The annoying bird will not. Let's see here. So it's gonna fly.
The annoying bird charges it. No. They do some shit.
So God, imagine. Anyways, that'd be hilarious. So it's gonna move there. It's gonna be at 30 feet now. Then it's gonna go ahead and turn this way. 5. There we go. Cool. And I'll
Alright.
make its body save here.
Yep. Kotak.
Kotak will look at the corpses, or the soon-to-be corpses, and he'll look at over that and be like, "We'll make a decision soon, or there's gonna be more corpses." And he's gonna hold his turn. He's just,
Holding.
he still has his weapon in his hand, but he's waiting until
All right.
Yeah.
The good old Mexican standoffish.
Haps is going to. Yeah, he would just hold his turn too. He's going to look at Kressel. She gives a look towards him, and he just holds. Fred.
Fred,
don't do
I
it.
know you're super
Come on, man.
smart. Don't do it.
Yeah. So I know we're letting go, but I'm gonna step out of these vines if that's okay with you. Actually, the vines are gone because they end on round 7, so I'm just gonna end. I'm
They
just
will
gonna
not
delay.
linger. Yeah, they're gone actually. Yeah,
I just saw it said it round 7.
forgot to mention that. I
Yeah,
apologize.
it's all good. All right, so he's just gonna delay. Kressel, she is going to spin her axes and put them back into the sheaths. In a fancy little twirl. Right. Well, you've proven your point. She delays. Nasi. Seems that they are surrendering fully. Do you backstab them now that her weapons are sheathed?
Well, I told her
Yes,
to drop
yes.
her weapons, not sheathe them.
You did.
Well, when you continue chanting, there's oh God, I need to heal. Please, Lord.
Yeah, I would heal you, but throwing a bomb into a group that surrendered.
Yeah, might trigger some things.
I mean, it's healing, but it might freak them the fuck out.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me think how I want to word this. So now as he continues and stitch triggers, okay, good. There's one of my wounds literally stitch closed. I will sigh and sheathe my sword, but still keep my shield, like, gripped, ready to parry.
Alright.
Crystal, out of respect, I'll let you keep your axes for now. But everyone else needs to drop theirs until we can have a longer conversation back at the outpost. Agreeable?
Roll
I'll
diplomacy.
raise an eye. All right. 17.
Let's see here. Alright. She's gonna roll a sense motive against you. I imagine you're being truthful, that you're not just gonna turn on her when they drop weapons.
No, that is being completely honest right now.
Okay.
And it's the whole, in the military, you let the commander keep their weapon type thing.
Alright. Cressel, she'll give a nod as all those who delayed will undelay to drop their weapons.
Yeesh. All right.
Ilfrin will come out of delay to pick up Fred's weapon because he's a little scared of that gentleman.
Right then, I'm
All
going
right.
to just go take care of the wounded.
Yeah, Kotak will kind of do the same. He's like kick them
Combat
in the sides,
is
like, are you
over.
dead?
At this point in time, in terms of initiative, your sap feeling seems to dissipate. You guys are free to act as you see fit. If combat is triggered at any point, we will return to initiative. But you guys are
I am going.
in free-form mode now.
I am going to guide the Haps and the other three to go sit on the northern log, just without their weapons. Just go sit there for a moment while we plan the next move.
Ilfrin also dispels the second effect early.
Excellent.
Kotak will unarm these bandits in case they live.
This one's actually alive, but they're
Oh.
bleeding out.
Um,
But then Jack's healing
Jack
him,
is
so.
gonna fix that. Yeah.
Well,
Jack
I'm
is
just
either gonna
careful.
fix it or he's gonna fix it.
I'm going
Removes
to.
weapons, looks at the belonging. I'm gonna loot this guy.
Alright.
I am just making sure he doesn't have any hidden weapons on him. You know what I mean?
No hidden weapons. He does have a dagger upon his hip, which is sheath, not hidden though. He's got a basic fighter's kit on him, wearing a basic hide curie armor. It's got a parrying shield. They have a quiver of arrows and a bow strapped to their back. And then, of course, the cudgel.
Yeah, I'll just take off the cudgel, like the knife, the bow and stuff, and just put it on the side here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say I don't feel sapped anymore, or?
Yeah, your sap feeling is now gone,
Okay.
as is the annoying birds. Because it ends at the end of combat, so.
I'm going to have a conversation with Crystal. But as I do, I'm also going to stitch her and keep chanting to heal both me and her to full
Alright.
during the short rest, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly as a sign of, no, really, I'm not going to fuck you over. I'm not healing over friends right now, but her, no respect, but I am going to make a sense motive.
Ilfrin
Oh,
also
no.
help disarming these gentlemen so that Kotak isn't doing it alone.
Alright. The bandits sit upon the log in the north, just kind of twiddling their thumbs, looking to Cressel, see if there's any plan of action or what's going to happen. Cressel stands there, axes sheathed, looking out towards Nossi. She gives a single nod. Right. Well, you've proven your worth. But now,
First, we need to talk. I assume this isn't your entire group. Probably have others out foraging or hunting or patrolling for easy marks.
there are others out hunting, yes.
When are they likely to return? I don't want them ambushing us as we head back and trying to free you as they see us leading you back to the outpost.
Hard to say. Could be a couple hours from now, could be come dawn.
22 cents murdered?
She's telling the truth.
Okay.
Imagine you're still hanging back on that there tree, just watching the scene, Arter.
Yeah, he is literally just being a sniper right now.
Gotcha.
Alright, well, here's what we're going to do. We are going to pack up most of this camp. We will leave whatever supplies are needed for your hunters, as they won't starve or be unprotected when they come back. And then we're going to head back to the outpost, where we can make a better plan with what happens next. But I give you my word, if you don't hurt me or mine, try to break the individual night, or anything as such, you and the men you have left will not be harmed.
I thank you for that. It's more than what the Restovians would do.
Indeed. But I do have to ask, because I find you quite curious, to be honest. Someone of your skill, you obviously made an impression on the Stagward, and an impression on me, for good reason. There are many ways to get freedom, but I want you to tell me what is your reason for working with the Stagward?
I look at my notes for her.
What brought you to the Storylands? Basically, Nazi's fishing for. If we're going to trust each other, I need to know your motivations.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
All right, let's see here. Cressel. Here we go. Well, to be quite honest, back home things weren't going too well. Coin was running low, and I figured a new place of business would do me well. Land here is wild and untamed, free of the laws of Mavon. Though it is still filled with ruffians and assholes. Got jumped by a few of them, even. Took 'em out. Staglor saw that, saw my worth.
it sounds like a reason to become an adventurer, like a bandit. I assume there's more to it than that. Don't get me wrong, I understand needing to get away from Restov. Your and I's story, I imagine, aren't too different. Because you can see the same story can lead to a different path.
Why would I want to deal with the ruins and the beasts that you deal with? Person is fine. They know when to surrender. They know that their life is more valuable than their coin. A beast, though, that's a different story. Plus, my skill set is not exactly right for baking or cobbling. And I'm sure that if I was found within Restov, they would not keep me there for long. Don't the
Or is it
bounty, but their laws are stifling.
the Rose just don't know how to properly place a person like you. That's what I want to fix out here.
You can think you can
But
fix me.
fix you? No, why would I want to change you? You are the way you're meant to be. I want to give you a chance to exploit that for me within the laws. Let the laws work for you, not you for the laws. But I believe you. I believe you came here for freedom. And we may disagree on the path you chose, but I see no reason why that path can't shift and we can work together.
What do you have in mind?
And we can discuss that more when we get back to Oleg's.
Hmm.
No offense, but I don't believe you would blame me for not wanting to stand out here, just waiting for the companions to come back.
Fair enough. But it is quite lovely out here, and I'm sure that Oleg would not enjoy the company.
Oleg can grumble all he wants, but I believe you are a conversation to your half-sister when he gets back. Darcy will kind of smirk at that. And then he will turn, leaving Crystal to just sit, and actually showing his back to her, so if she was going to attack him, this would be a good chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to work with the group now to want to make sure these guys don't have weapons on them. And then we're going to kind of pack up the camp.
Yeah.
And like I said, leave enough supplies for the hunting group to be fine, but
Mm-hmm.
everything else we'll take it back to Oleg's and the cart.
All right.
Yeah, Kodex is gonna basically just disarm them. You know, make sure they don't have a dagger on them like the other guy had, and like those and stuff.
Looking throughout the bodies and the men, they have the traditional set. I told you guys. Nothing super crazy, nothing hidden on them. It's easy enough to just collect all their armaments. If you want to remove their armor, it's gonna take some time, but you can attempt to do so.
I mean, Nancy would make a comment just to leave them in their own at least. I mean, if Kotak really wants to strip them, it's his prerogative.
Kotak would have stripped them.
Fair enough.
From the tree art, you can see that your companions that you traveled here sneakily with are currently packing up the camp. Seems that the bandits are in full surrender mode as they are letting this happen. You can see the nearby carriage that you guys rode in on. I imagine you guys are filling all the camp supplies into that wagon.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to look to see real quick. You're free to ask
Before they
questions.
do, if I could, well, I'll just make my way down.
Go ahead. I'm just seeing what's lootable here.
Yeah, just he wants to check out this
Check out what?
because he did see it.
I'm not sure what you're pointing at.
The ruined cart on the other side,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, if you're going to head to the ruin cart, I'm just going to shucky duck you here. and you're free to move. Are you just flying in, or are you just walking in?
Yeah. Walking.
All right. As you walk in, I need you to step off my trap so I can look at it. As you step there,
I do have trap finder.
you are not looking for traps. Trap finder is something that gives you the ability to find magical traps and the like.
Okay.
So
You explained session 1. We have to mention we're looking.
Yep.
If we're being careful.
So that is also, you wouldn't hit the passive DC if I was using your passive perception. That is a 24 to hit your AC. As you step onto a bear trap, as the metal jaws slam tight up against your webbed foot, you suffer 15 points of piercing damage and are held shut. You can give me a composure check if you want to avoid letting out a most pained scream.
Okay. Where's composure?
I feel when
I don't
you
think
choose
composure
the.
is one of the base macros.
I don't think it is either. You should see it on your sheet.
It's fellowship plus spirit modifier. So fellowship modifier plus spirit modifier.
Yeah. I feel when you
D20
choose the
roll.
one square that has the fucking trap.
What's your spirit mod?
I mean, it's definitely not going to be more than to bring that to a success.
Yeah.
All right. From the camp, as you guys are midway packing up, you hear a pained scream from the west. Now, since
was
you're
that?
there, I'm just going to move this here, snow.
I don't know why, but I'm my brain is doing the Donald Duck scream.
My head is immediately going to snap to Cressel with a raised eyebrow.
Seems someone fell into the bear trap. We had it set up near the old wagon.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
I can see to it if you'd like.
I'll go.
Both of you do it together.
Do you try to break out, Arter?
Ilfrin looks
He's
at the
gonna
number
try.
of bandits.
Okay.
Ilfrin looks at the number of bandits still, then looks back to Nasi as if questioning.
I can handle it. It'll be fine.
All right. You can give me an escape artist or a strength check, Arter.
Actually, Sage,
Hmm?
escape artist or a repel check.
You've changed that from the base, because the base says it's a strength check.
Well, yeah, but we just added repel as that, remember? This is effectively what, a grapple or an anchor?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
repel would
repel.
work. I would have to update the BDF then. So, either which way, that's an 8. Those jaws are tight. You're going to need more to get them out. You can try again, but you think if you keep trying and you keep rolling as low as you just did, you're going to suffer some pain. And by that, I mean you're going to suffer more damage.
I have a question.
Where's repel?
It's a martial skill. Yes. What is your question, Kodak?
When Nazi said, "I'll take care of it," Kotak will look at the bandits and Crystal to see if they're like, "Wait a minute, here's our chance." You know,
Roll
because
me
we're leaving,
sense motive.
basically. Feels like this is like the situation where, like, you know, this could be. They're fine. They're pussies. They surrendered.
Yeah, they surrendered.
Easy.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll roll it too because Ilfrin would roll it even though he's not trained.
Mm-hmm.
So here you go.
I think I'll roll it too, just
fair.
because I don't want to be stabbed in the back.
There's some annoying tweeting as they go past.
It's definitely crossing their minds that now is the best chance they've got. 100%. Their weapons are in your possession, or at this point, I imagine they're in the cart. So you don't think they're actually going to take it. But you can see that the bandit next to Haps is like giving like a little look towards Haps and giving a little look to Cressel, and they're just shrugging.
Okay. This was Nasi's idea. Ilfrin will let him stand on it or get destroyed by it. All good.
I mean, this is a test. I mean, if they're going to break free, I feel like we can take them. And it's better now than, yeah.
All
All right.
right.
So can we, despite the darkness, once we move here, can we see where exactly it is?
Yeah,
Like, we knew the
this is
direction
pretty
of the
open.
yell,
There
but-
is moonlight out, so you can see that there is a figure in a familiar suit, because I mean, not really anyone wears that
Okay.
type of outfit, who's currently
I was
trapped
gonna
by a bear
ask if they
trap.
were familiar. Okay.
It's only because
You
of their
see
hat.
that you see that Ardor's laying down with his face in the ground. He just
Fell over. It's fucking.
he fell over. He's in the ground.
God. Yeah.
Are you
that's
okay?
bad.
He doesn't speak. He's just laying there. Even when you call to him, he's
I would hope he wouldn't be so easily passed already.
Looks down. Are you okay?
he does not reply. He just he
Ilfrin
flaps his wing. That's all he
Okay, he
gives.
flaps his wing. Good. I'm not gonna step on the bear trap then. Good. All right. Because that's how he was gonna be able to tell. I was
Kotak
gonna give
will.
it like a little nudge, but no, you actually flap. Okay.
He's gonna try to help him get out of the bear trap.
I mean, yes. Also would.
All right. With two of you, you eventually can remove the bear trap. I'm gonna have you roll. It's a really high DC, but it's for strength specifically. But it's eventually you can do it. It takes you guys about a minute before you can actually free him from the trap, though.
Actually, I could have. What I could have done was I could have used one of my spells to weaken it, and then we could have destroyed it. But nah, that's fine. It's better this way.
That's a free bear trap.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I just want to know, when they're here and after they get back, I won't have them doing it while they're gone, but I would kind of recruit the 3 roller bandits to help us pack up the cart. Just to make it go a little bit speedier. Always under observation then.
Yeah.
Because,
I'll incentivize Fred with alchemical cookies.
Whoa.
Roll me diplomacy.
You're going to Pavlo Fred.
All right. So while they're doing that, Ilfrin will speak to Ardor. So this was. Oh my God. Fred's not having your shit.
Hey kid, you want some cookies? You want to join our side? We just killed all your friends, but it's fine.
Attack us first.
So again, Ilfrin will speak to Ardor. So this was what you've been up to.
Yes.
Can you walk?
I can waddle.
Slowly, just slow blink. Then search the cart and return to the camp with that bear trap. And whatever else you find.
You take the bear trap. I'll do the cart.
He does laugh at you, I'm sorry. He then takes a bear trap and he departs.
Yeah, you look hurt. Alright, do you help with that?
I'm gonna fuck that bear trap's mother. He turns around. He starts inspecting the cart.
What does that mean?
I will advise you not to stick your dick in that.
Tell me what
Kotak will look at his hand and be like, I could have healed him, but he'll kind of look back.
Oh, you got any potions on you, sucker?
No.
Oh?
I mean, I can heal you anyway if you want.
You can heal?
I feel like that's
Yeah.
a check as I
Ancient dwarven magic. Ooh. So,
I thought dwarves were stupid. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean that.
casual racism.
I mean,
Oh, God.
no.
No? Well, I'm
Who
proud
told
of
you
you
that?
for being smart enough to heal.
It's magic.
Oh. Magic. Yes,
I-
of course.
Yeah.
Magic.
I would just like to point out that each of you have a Cure Light Wounds potion.
I do.
A minor healing potion. I handed out one minor healing potion to each of the party members before we came here.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, totally forgot about that, and it's not in the inventory. I'll add that later. Kodak forgot, so he didn't technically lie, you know.
Ardor
Well,
also forgot.
Kotak is expecting you to put your arms out, or where you're wounded, basically.
Ardor doesn't know what to do, so he just he looks at you.
Kotak will
And-
just go forward and just put his hand on your leg, I guess, and he'll use lay on hands to heal for 16.
It's like I didn't take any damage at all. I say, whoa, that's crazy.
No, you did take damage because the bear trap slammed onto you, so you would heal for 16.
No,
Yeah.
he said it's like a
Oh,
Just-
okay. I see. I misheard then.
I'm sorry for that comment earlier. I didn't know dwarves knew magic. The only dwarves I
Well-
met were the gambling kind.
A lot of us are. I did learn from our elders, though. They're quite smart.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Seems-
I'll let you look over the cart. I'll make sure there's no more bear trap.
Yeah.
Kotak will just look around to see if there's any more bear traps laying around.
Give me a
Yes,
perception check. And
I should have
for
flown.
those back at camp, besides Ilfrin, because you wouldn't be back when this check was a thing, give me a perception check since you guys were watching the bandits.
17. Just assume you said perception.
Yeah. So for Kotak, as you're looking around the wagon, you see that there are some crates in there, but as you look inside them, they're just completely empty. This is 100% a decoy wagon to get people interested as they trigger the bear trap.
Yeah, Kodak was just looking for more bear traps.
Yeah,
Just
the one.
He was gonna let Ardor do the searching, just making sure he doesn't set up more traps, basically.
All right. Errol would fly over onto the shoulder of this bandit here and would give indication that there's something in their pocket.
All right. Excellent.
This is
The
before
annoying bird
Ilfrin
flies
comes
over
back.
and steals it.
All right. The annoying bird will steal out what appears to be a dagger from the grouping of items that you've been, tucking away.
There's also a lot of commotion, like a lot of fluttering wings, pecking
Yeah.
at his pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
He rolled a 20 on his sleight of hand. He was the only one brave enough to do so. And you just rolled a 20. Natural 20. So here we are.
Darcy will sigh.
First, you can heal yourself for 16.
Oh, it's dangerous out there. There's trolls and birds and bears and bird bears. I'm not sure
Errol
what's
would just
scarier,
slap
though.
him with his boot. Not actually pecking, just a side slap.
Just a side feather slap.
Also slapping. Whenever this is annoying to another person, annoying bird joins in.
Yep.
And even bigger wings.
As this is happening, Darcy is going to look to Haps and Cressel. Because Darcy was going to have a conversation with Haps, but that's too late. Well, seems that all your men are too keen on this idea.
Well, you do come from Restov. They know what comes from that. Despite your flowery words, perhaps they didn't believe you.
Fair enough. But what would you normally do to someone who disobeyed your orders? I looked at Cressel expectantly.
Depends on the severity of it.
Well, I assume he wasn't going to use that dagger to cook us a nice meal.
Well, if he was going to stab me in the back with it, he would be... Well, let's just say he wouldn't be waking up next morning.
I would die. I would take the dagger from him, but from annoying bird, if annoying bird will let it go, I will offer a hand.
The bird respects you. It doesn't respect Ilfrin.
Fair enough, alright. I'll take the dagger.
That's
Alright,
not
Crystal.
I mean, you guys are going to have a short rest, but healing is the healing macro.
I don't know what that is.
It's campaign frame. It's a big pink button.
2-6. Yeah, pink healing.
Like in the middle somewhere.
Yep, it's near the top. Basics, healing. Actually, right next to the short rest macro.
Okay, what Nassy's going to do is kind of wave the dagger in his hand for a moment. All right, Crystal. I believe you and I have an understanding. And then Nassy will turn his attention to Haps. What about you, Haps? Are you fine with this deal?
I don't really know
so-
what the deal is, to be honest. I mean, like, work for you? I think that's what it's about. I mean,
Indeed. We did talk to this about this, Haps.
yeah, but, you know, I didn't know that was still on the table with, you know, what happened here.
I will offer Haps the dagger. You do what thinks you needs to be done. I respect your decision.
I'll take the dagger and stab into this guy's neck.
I will respect it.
He did not die with 333 points of damage. I need to update my macro. Change. Object.
There.
This guy
And
kind
if they
of jumps a
wanna-
little bit. Fred just looks like him. What the fuck ever. He shrugs.
If they want to sense motively, they will get that I would have respected if Haps was like, okay, spare him. He fucked up once, but now he just nods. Alright. They don't take the dagger back from Haps and toss it into the cart.
Oh.
Blood still on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I finally found it.
Right.
I'll work a... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
He just says right as you walk away.
I'll check. I'll come with the Jack. How's this one doing, Jack? Is he going to live?
How's this one doing?
Give me a heal check. Yeah, no, he's gonna live.
Yeah.
Well, when Jack tells me he's going to live, I'll put Stitch on him to heal him up so we don't waste resources.
What's going on?
We've come
Hi.
to an I'll operate him a hand to help him up. We've come to an understanding. Go ahead and help us pack up camp. I'm kind of just give him a hand, help him off the ground, and
He kind of looks
towards
left, looks
Cresswell
right,
House.
takes the hand, stands up. He looks at Cressel. She gives a nod. All right. Starts moving to pack up stuff. Fucking weird.
Walking by the fresh dead body, sitting next to Haps. That's fine.
Yep.
So look, when Ilfriend and Kotek come back, we will still have the same number of living bandits. Everything's fine.
No, nothing.
Never mind that they have individual faces. Well,
Would
this one
Ilfriend
might
be
not
able to
prolong
say
depending on
anything?
the bird's appetite.
Oh God.
Oh my.
Okay, it doesn't tear his face off. Okay, sorry. It's not that edgy.
Yes. That's edgy, yes.
It's fine.
I knew it was annoying bird. I didn't know it was ravenous.
See,
And it's
I'm
kind of just pecking at the neck.
I'm just imagining once you have a swarm of birds, they descend upon someone and
Yes.
just devour them.
This
Yes.
would be pretty metal. All right, as you gather up camp, your companions putting all the materials, all the tents, at least all but the one that you're leaving behind for the hunters to return to. Anything else you guys are wanting to do?
I would make a perception check just to see if there's any hidden shit around you
Go ahead.
beyond what they've done. Mm-hmm. And would ask Jack and the others if they would need the help.
As you're looking around, you would
Ja-
see that Kotak and Ardor have returned to the area.
Jack would, of course, help look for hidden stuff, but as soon as someone suggests that he help pack up the camp, he'll go, "Oh, my leg," and kind of just show the cane. Like,
Well, Nancy specifically hasn't asked you to help pack up the camp.
Okay.
I have sense motive. I know better.
All right. As you're looking around the camp, fortunately, everything that would have been hidden, as you're like dismounting the entire camp, is found. So, nothing that is in the area that you have not already found. That has not already been posted to your item lab.
And just so it's clear, I would leave like some food and
Yeah.
water skins.
That's why I
some-
left one tent
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, essentially a tent worth of. They won't freeze to death.
Mm-hmm.
For future notice, anything in the item lab that I put a thumbs up on, I've recorded just so everyone else can know.
Excellent.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. As this most murderous battle has concluded, you guys would gain a total of 20 experience. 10 for the encounter and 10 for the clearing of the camp.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I only need 13 more before I can buy my one talent. I'm not actually crying. I'm just like, God, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm just trying to decide what I want to buy first.
All right.
Also, I would like. Oh,
I have
sorry.
to
Go
get
ahead.
I have to get selective bombs first.
That's a good
Mm.
idea. Please
Yes.
do that.
I would like to point out to everyone there's. I don't know if you've updated it yet yourself, Jesse. The new vitality skill. It's cheap. You can get hit points and endurance bonuses, and the endurance talent adds to it. So
That's the only thing I actually need to look up right now for Ilbrin.
I believe an apprentice would give you a +2 vitality instead of the old bonus, plus the wound reduction thing, of course.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm just gonna go look it up so I can copy it anyways. But thank you.
Could you post that like somewhere nifty? Like I don't know.
There's a brand new PDF with an update and everything that got posted, and there's a change log. Yeah.
It's in the new PDF update, which is in resources. But as you have all gathered up the belongings, is there anything else you guys want to do on this map before settling out? I imagine your settling out is going to back to Oleg's. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we're going
assume we're resting first.
short rest. We're packing up.
Well, it is nighttime.
Yes, I know, but there's a hunting party that could be back by
Do you
daybreak.
wish to travel through the night?
Unless people disagree, I mean, I won't be resting. It's
I mean, it's up to you guys. I just, need to know.
I could probably go without the rest, but we'd have to rest as soon as we got back.
indeed,
Yeah.
for sure.
Ilfrin
Ardor will
is,
be in the cart sleeping.
Oh, it must be fucking nice.
Are we gonna forge march back, or are we just gonna?
It would be a forced march, yeah.
Yeah, because I could spend 10 minutes to maybe do another casting to
Yes,
help us out with saves.
Yes.
you should do that.
Yeah.
It's technically not a save anymore, but I plan to update that keyword to reply to vitality checks too, because it just makes sense.
And that's 45, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can give it to 3 people.
When you can cast it twice and give it to
I
everyone.
mean, yeah, I can.
It's true.
Probably better. I'll do that.
Huzzah!
I
All
remember
right.
a spell.
It costs 0 mana. To save mana. But...
Nancy would also try to be smart about this and have like Ardor and Jack and anyone who probably will fail their save, they'll just ride on the cart. The rest of us will walk.
Yeah, there's no way Ardor's walking back. He is either in the cart sleeping or carried on someone's shoulder.
I mean, hey, look, you can lay on top of the floor to the there you go.
It's true.
Yep.
I will drop the attack buff thing.
Yeah.
you guys can remove that.
So you guys' steady bonus is gone.
Yes.
Can I keep it?
Unfortunately, no.
I mean, you'll keep it for 40 minutes the moment I finish casting.
Fine, I'll remove it.
I mean,
Oh. If I must.
who has the worst body save here out of us?
Arthur.
I don't know. It might be close.
It is no longer body save for the Force March.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
a vitality, which is a new thing, which you guys were able to, and you guys are still able to since it wasn't really mentioned, are able to adjust your character build to add some experience towards vitality, because that's the big thing that's been changed. Otherwise, vitality is your constitution modifier, and that's what you're basically rolling on.
Well, it's not your combat. Your endurance checks is your combat plus vitality.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's mattering right now is your endurance checks, which is your con mod. And they don't have vitality because no one's purchased it. So, you know.
Jesse does.
You went crazy, Jesse.
Here's the endurance talent.
Now, look at you being fancy.
Yeah.
So, 2 of us would only keep the +1 save for 3 hours, while the rest is sustained for the rest.
Big brain, toe attack, you ride on the cart so you can keep refreshing the buff.
I mean, it lasts for 3 hours. Some full health is 4.
After you're regularly walking for more than 3.
I mean,
You guys travel from dawn to night to get here, so. With your Force March.
Yeah.
Or your hustle.
Yeah. But we kind of have to. It's
I'll probably just give like the Spain buff to. I mean, if we're taking like a 10-minute break from walking, which I assume we do on like a 12-hour walk.
Stop for a while, you're
yeah, then I'll recast it. So like I think 3 to 4 hours will be fine. Because I assume we take breaks.
Okay, someone said water.
Did we all just climb on the cart and the horse?
No.
No,
Probably not.
we couldn't fit everyone on here, I'm pretty sure. And I wouldn't want the normal ass bandits by where all their weapons are. After what
I'm
happened
keeping them on here just for ease of movement.
Oh, just you can drag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The smart thing to do would be to have tied them all the weapons together.
There we go.
Find
The
cart,
weapons would be bundled up. I need your guys' opinion though. Do I buy an ability that forces enemies to attack me first? Or
Yes.
do I... Yes, okay.
Copy. Alright, as you guys... Oh, yeah?
Before we leave, did we take care of the bodies?
Did you?
I mean,
I would have done that.
Yeah, I would have hoped. Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
we can force the bandits.
How do you
to
take
build-
care of
to
them?
make some graves.
Ilfrin would suggest burning.
Actually, I would like to make a religion check for... well, first, I would ask Crystal, did the men who died have any deities they worshipped or any burial preferences?
Not really, no.
Alright.
Haps would speak up. Oh, there is Philip, you know, he was a little interested in Orgabur, but that's a little weird, so...
Darcy will make a religion check to do a proper, like, falling on the battlefield wilderness burial when we don't have time to actually bury them. But we're lining them up, probably covering them with snow, and just let the woods have them type thing.
Gotcha.
I would just stack them like firewood, like literally.
Kotak would suggest shoveling a pit, throwing them in, burning them, and then covering it with dirt.
Well, it is the midst
We
of
don't
winter.
have time.
It
We
is a
don't have
shuffle.
time.
No, he would suggest them be like, yeah, it's frozen ground, never mind. But he would just throw that out like a little too, normally.
I feel like the shade of saying that, and I imagine Kotak immediately looking at our door after.
During whatever burial it is, Jack will pull out his pocket amulet of Pharasma and begin prayers.
Excellent. All right.
What are you looking at me for?
As
We'll take note of it.
the
Your resident pit
corpses
expert.
are given proper funeral rites, you think their souls will rest at ease. Which is good.
Probably line them up on the like edge of the camp so people don't come back to just random bodies sprayed out
You're gonna come
everywhere.
back to blood everywhere, but that's a different story.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
blood.
that's
I mean, who's
fine.
gonna sweep?
Cleaning
Yeah,
up.
Yeah, fine, don't worry about
that's
it. Anyways,
so. Blood makes the grass grow,
different-
man.
notable,
Different character.
the dead bandits have been given burial rites, so that is good to know. And you guys set forth throughout the night, moving to Aolex.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Hmm?
I just thought of something. The Stag Lord
Yes.
uses. We know he uses necromancy, right?
You know that he has a necromancer in his play, or he has necromancy himself.
We should burn the bodies.
Well, I would ask, Jack, as the Fragile worshiper.
Like, unless
A
giving
necromancer
them these rights
can
make them.
turn
Yeah.
their bodies into zombies. If they're burnt, unless the bones are crushed, they can turn those bones into skeletons.
I think it's best we just let the wilderness take him. Bees should devour them.
Generally, if you
Thank
crush
you,
the
Bruce.
skull in, then it'd work, but you'd have to spend time wait for them to be burnt to, bone. So it's up to you.
Just something I wanted to bring up, at least.
No, I know.
Hmm.
I agree. We really don't have time. Sadly.
All right. So, as you begin to move forward, you guys are going with a forced march because you're going beyond your normal. And you're going. Are you wanting to hustle as well?
It's not much more of a DC. I think we should hustle for a little bit.
This would be the third hustle of the day, just so you're aware.
We'd be at a deep budget. DC 8?
Yeah.
I think with our buffs, we good.
All right. Well, if you're hustling, give me that DC 8 vitality check.
One sec.
I rolled it earlier because I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I saw you roll earlier.
Sorry. What save was that again?
As a vitality,
Basically, your con
What?
mod plus vitality.
Yeah. And if you
modifiers.
So
have
basically
endurance,
use
then you'd
con
add
mod.
+5.
Yeah.
And
You don't have
your
any
buff.
vitality modifiers. Yeah.
Or
And if you're riding on the cart, you don't need to make it.
pretty much.
My con mod is 4, so I guess it's 1d20 plus 4.
You know who does need to make that save? The horse.
I have a +1 as well, I think. 45 or whatever.
Gotcha. All right. I'm gonna look at what my horse's bonus is.
Is Jack riding the horse?
No, you just put us all grouped up like
You guys
this.
are all just grouped up
Oh,
there for
okay,
ease.
okay.
Actually, I did put myself on the horse, but no, I'm not riding a horse.
I mean, I can see it.
I could see it too.
All right. Horse. Give them this feature, which gives them how much bonus? Cool.
Quite a
Okay.
bit.
Horse is fine for the first hour of hustling. All right. So for the first hour of hustling, you guys are going at, since there are people who are walking, easiest way to look at that would be to look at your guys' faction tracker of 19 and your hustle of 8 or 4 miles for your hustle. Okay.
Could give the bonus to the horse as well, because I can target 6 creatures.
Yeah, that works.
We probably have more than that because our slowest people are riding. So it'd probably go up by like 1, maybe, if you just want to make it easy.
Out of curiosity, does my racial bonus, does my racial to +1 soul stuff apply to vitality?
What do you mean +1 soul stuff?
Main. racial bonuses. Adaptive, +1 on all saves.
No, this isn't play. This isn't a save.
All right, I will need another body save from everyone for the forced march. Because this is
Okay.
you gain fatigue from being up too long.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
this a body save or a vitality?
Vitality again.
It's a vitality.
Okay.
Where
So,
do I click? Where do I click Vitality?
There's not currently a
don't-
macro. Just roll a con check.
Well, you don't have to make it right away because you're sleeping in the
That's true.
car.
You are sleeping, so you're good, Arthur.
You said everyone, so I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I forgot that you said you were sleeping. So
The annoying
you're-
part isn't that annoying for you.
Jack, you're also lagging, Jack, so, you know.
Oh, okay.
I have this on 8 because I have +1 from the save. Boom.
Mhm.
I thought you
That's
had a
enough.
+2 from the buff.
Hell yeah.
All right. This one is your first hour of force marching, so it's not crazy. The DC is only 5.
I feel sorry for the bandits who some of them probably were, doing this, have passed their needing to sleep mark.
All right. As you're traveling through the
Yeah,
woods,
well.
I'm going to roll an encounter check. A very average and lucky. All right. One of these days, you're going to get an encounter at night in these forests, and I'm going to have fun.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Uh-oh.
Eh,
One of
Ilfrin
these
will be
days.
ready. He has dark vision. Let's go.
Yeah. Anyways, second round of force marching and hustling. If you guys are wanting to do another hour of hustling.
I mean, have we got out of the forest yet?
Nope.
Yeah, we need to keep
That's a
pushing. You can't get one of this.
It's
Okay,
still a
well,
DC
then-
9
then-
now.
+1 is a
That's an
7.
8 total. That's an 8
It's
total.
a DC
then.
9 on
Still-
this
still
round.
fails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd gain
That's +1, that's a 9. Oh, I'm good. I should just add +5 instead of +4, but
Right, so you would gain
So,
the
Ilfrin-
fatigue condition, and you would suffer 5 points of non-lethal damage, which remains until the fatigue is cured.
Ilfrin is not a happy camper.
Mm-mm.
He's never been a happy camper, but especially right now.
All right, a horse is fine again for the hustling. Now that's all covered with your bonuses for you, Kotak, and Nasi. You guys are good. The DC's 9 right now. Now for the forced marching. Another check. This one is a DC 5.
I rolled a 1, but I added
Then
my
you can't-
bonus now, so. But
Because
still,
you
like,
can't outrun
I
this.
rolled so low. I rolled it so bad.
Where is fatigued? Whatever. I'm just
3,
gonna roll real quick.
It's
4,
under
1.
stamina conditions, I believe.
Ah, there it is. Okay, yes. Okay. I don't know how much of a fatigue negative is for that roll, but I think maybe Kotak's bonus counteracts it.
It doesn't apply to that one, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it doesn't?
I'll
Fatigue
give it a
doesn't
little
apply to hustling?
fatigued.
That'd be interesting.
Fatigued is active reduction 2, so you have -2.
Okay, so the buff
Oh.
counteracts it.
Buff
So
counter.
again, yeah, like I said, that's what I thought. Because I'm like, how would fatigue not affect?
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for the buff. God.
Yep. That
Yeah,
buff
it's
is
okay,
hell of a drug. All right.
I have endurance.
DC is 5 right
Good.
now, so it's not too bad for the force
Yeah.
march DC, which will give you guys another set of movement forward. All right, you guys are
Are we
at
on
the
the-
edge of the forest. Would you like to continue hustling?
I think we should for one more increment to just get some space between us and the forest. And then we can just stop hustling and just meander our way back to Owen's.
All right.
Used to famine here with these rolls.
Also, just I know I can't fail since it's not a 1 for the DC 5 for the horse, but I'll roll it for
Can
the
you
hustle.
also use? I don't know about everyone else, but can you move? Can you move everyone to the overland map? Because I was still
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
camp.
I'll go grab you guys.
So I was like, where are we?
Hey,
Copy.
cool, I made both saves. Woo.
So it's 2 saves now.
Yep.
Well, it's one for force march, one for hustle.
Yep.
They're separate.
They're the same check though, right? Or like the
Yeah,
same.
yeah, it's
roll?
also-
Same
yeah,
total
yeah.
bonus. Yeah.
Now I roll well.
Uh-huh.
Also, just so it's said, Nazi would be walking behind the bandits during this travel,
Mm-hmm.
and also helping them as needed. Just like, hey, have some water. Hey,
All right. Your hustle's been achieved, and now I need the DC 6 Force March check. The horse cannot fail.
I
It's
can't
a
fail this
horse.
either.
All right.
Everyone already made them, Sage. Everyone that needs to, anyway.
Well, that was the hustle. There's two. Yeah.
Yeah, but we rolled twice, if you
Oh,
say.
yeah, you did. I'm just crazy. All right. You guys are about another hour out
I don't know.
from Oleg's trading post. The one that will matter for is someone who is fatigued already, so Ilfra and I will need a DC 6. If you can't fail that, then you're golden. I'm not worried about people being fatigued when you guys arrive at Oleg's. So,
We're good.
all right. Another hour passes as you spend a total of 4 hours pushing out from the forest and just full on forced marching through the night to get back home, or at least back to your base of operations.
All right. As we approach our rigs, I would come step up to Crystal. Just so emotions are calm when you arrive. Would you mind if I carry your axes until we can talk to Oleg and Svetlana?
Roll me that diplomacy.
Oh, you moved it. Oh. They will be returned to you, and
I would just take them.
I know you would.
Just looks at Cressel, like, not even intimidated by her.
But basically, while we're in the camp, I'll hold on to them. They'll be given back whenever you leave camp with us, type thing.
If you're gonna kill me, you would have done it already. Fine. Pulls out the blades, hands you the handle. She twirls them in her hands.
Alright, I'll take them and just kind of find a hook on my belt to hold on to them for them. I won't just toss them into the cart when they get in. Just keep a hold of them.
Mm-hmm.
They put them in your belt loops.
Indeed.
Here we are. Just some basic music, and since it's nighttime, I don't need any of the talking people.
Have you heard music at all? I haven't heard anything.
It's been playing. Been playing this entire time.
I've heard. I've definitely heard some, so yeah, no.
All right, that's
Oh, now I hear it. It's weird.
That's weird,
I
yeah.
heard it the whole time.
All right. As you all push in your wagon with the bandits walking through the area, you said you'd be behind them, so I'm just gonna chuck them up here.
Well, as we approach, once I have Svetlaner's axes, I will
Yeah, castles.
walk ahead of them to.
Gotcha.
So I'm the first one Oleg sees, and not Cressel and Haps. Like,
Mm-hmm. All right.
eventually that would go great.
Totally. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Pushing forward, you find yourself before the gate. The gate is currently closed.
I will walk up, and what time of day is it at this point?
You guys definitely have arrived either close to midnight or past midnight. It's hard to really tell. You don't have, any ability to just determine the time of day, but it's definitely
Uh,
late night.
is there any light, like the campfire's still going, coming from over the wall? Or-
Campfire would not be going at this time.
Okay, I would. Really quick, can I make like a local check or something? And let me double check if I have it. Is there like a standard hunter's return whistle type thing?
Go ahead.
I believe I have that here. Okay, look at it.
All right. Recalling back from your first evening here, you do remember a tweetering whistle, which you thought was just like the annoying bird, but now you think about it, you heard it multiple times. Each time you recall hearing the door swing open, there is a whistle that the hunters give to alert Oleg that they're wanting to come in.
Okay, I will try to do the whistle.
All right.
I have a decent fellowship, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're at 18. There we go.
Yeah. All right. It's loud and clear as you whistle throughout the area. Doesn't take too long. Not as long as you were expecting, considering that he's definitely asleep at this time of day. Or time of night. But eventually, Oleg will make his way out, dressed in his nighties as he opens the door. Oh, you're back.
Indeed.
Guests.
Indeed, our mission was quite successful, I would say.
That's surprising. Well, we don't have a jail for them, no cells. I suppose you can put them in the barn.
Yes, I figured we all need a bit of a rest. We would let them sleep in the stable until we can have a proper conversation over breakfast tomorrow.
Sure. Well, bring it on in. I'll unpack.
I'll come in and actually Darcy will come over and start a fire just because everyone's probably cold at this point and
Elfrin's gonna pull an Ardor and go the fuck to sleep.
Excellent.
No one is stopping this tree from laying down.
All right. Let's push in. We'll close the door behind the wagon as it enters. You can see that he's stacking daggers at the bandits, but doesn't say much. Just kind of chuckles to himself as he begins to help unpacking the wagon. Getting the horse unhitched and getting them set up so they're not, sleeping with the fucking saddle on them.
yeah, and Angela helps unpack. I'll actually hand him the bundle of all their weapons, other than crystals, which I will keep a hold of, and have him take them upstairs for safekeeping for me.
Right. All right. Is there anything you guys want to do before just heading right to bed, other than Ilfrin, who just headed right to bed?
I'm going to talk to Kortak and Jack. I know it's been a long night.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Out of character. Are we just sticking all the bandits in the barn for now?
Yeah, we don't have enough beds for them. And a warm barn is better than out in the open.
Kotak will he'll actually walk around and look at the windows to see how are they openable windows or are they
They are
closed? You can't open
openable,
them?
but they are higher in elevation, so they're near the tippy top of it. It's more of to give light and fresh air for the horses, not so much an escape route, which is unfortunate.
But it would be possible
design.
for them to crawl out.
It would be possible for one who is somewhat athletic to crawl out. If one had a broken leg, they'd have an issue.
Obviously, we just take all their legs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kotak
yeah, I can
will.
heal them later.
He'll cast a spell on the door after we close it and probably won't open it. For 10 minutes, because it takes time.
Yeah.
He'll cast Ward. So
Very
that
nice.
he'll know when it opens.
Yeah.
And it'll last for 3 weeks. No question why. It'll last for 3 weeks.
Well, at
It
some
costs
point
no
tomorrow,
mana as
you will
well.
hear that ping, regardless if they used it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you just be like...
For 3 weeks.
No, it'll... I don't know exactly how it works, but I'll be
Yeah,
alerted
that's
when
fine.
it's open.
It's
you're
dumb.
good.
It's dumb.
It's great. I've never seen an image. But what Nancy would ask of Kotak and Jack, I know this is going to be a long night. Are you fine? Would you two be willing to join me in an alternated watch? Just in case. Basically,
Sure.
we extend our rest a little longer and we rotate just so someone's awake, just in case. Just sitting out here by the campfire.
In fairness, I rested in the cart.
Oh, you haven't completed a long rest, but yeah.
He's better off than me and Kotak.
It's true.
Yeah.
Alright, so you wish to have a watch set out for the Bandit Barn. Anything else you guys want to do for the evening?
I think that's it.
All right. So, as a lot of you begin to bundle up, turning to your nice cozy beds up top stairs, or for some of you waiting on the outside, the three of you can each give me one perception check.
Oh, my nose is being stupid.
Well, tell your nose to stop.
Yeah, sorry, Bertha. Oh, well, I'm fucking just
Yeah,
exhausted.
you just sleep a little bit during your watch, and you think you're
Look.
on watch a couple times, and when you are set to be relieved of your watch, you're not woken up by being shook, but you are woken up from the door being open, and you don't really realize that you were asleep.
Yeah, it's almost like I took on like 8 dudes at once by myself.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
a minute.
Of note,
Contact.
if you ever on watch and you roll a natural 1, my general response is you fell asleep during it at some point.
Yeah, it's fine.
Especially if you're fatigued. If you're fatigued, it is guaranteed you fell asleep during your watch.
Yeah.
But for this one, I know they're not going to try to break free. So, Jack, during your watch and Kodak, your watch all is calm. You can see that they're still in there. It's just Nasi, you're a little too sleepy. It's fine.
Sleepy boy.
Sleepy boy indeed. All right.
Oh
but-
yeah.
Yeah?
A question. Nasi, did you heal us during like a short rest or anything with your thing? Well, if I was
Why
at
we
full
were
health,
traveling? Why we were
Yeah,
traveling?
okay.
why we-
Yeah, everyone should be
okay,
at full
I
when you guys
think
wake
it's
up.
not 3 weeks, it's 4 weeks. Sorry,
Oh,
I
my
see.
God.
I had to clarify.
Yes, the
It's
extra
plus
week
1
is very
if I'm
important.
full health. Yes.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna follow me and my bird then.
All right. You guys would wake from your slumber in the morning, more like afternoon, really. But you would wake from your slumber feeling rested and recovered. Very much appreciate the sub there, Duke. Yes, indeed. It is most excellent and much appreciated.
Prime subs.
Yeah, prime subs, yeah.
Sorry.
Any which ways.
Every time I hear sub, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. It's fine.
I'm
But you
just shrill
guys
for Sage.
would...
Did you know that you could subscribe for free using your Amazon Prime subscription right now to Sir Nerp?
I mean, yes.
Twitch Prime.
Anyways.
If you have Amazon Prime to get your
God.
daily grocery shopping, you can actually
Shameless
use
shilling.
that to subscribe.
Yes.
Give him free money.
I mean...
Do it
It's
long
free.
rest button.
It's, Anyways, you guys would wake from your slumber, rested and recovered. Morning, or at least the day, for you.
Ilfrin immediately eats.
Excellent.
I would like to point out, when Nasi comes downstairs today, he has a bit of a different air about him. It's nothing huge, but you guys would feel that when you first see him, or more importantly, when he walks by you, there would be a bit of a... You would suddenly realize you're hyper-focused on him. Like, not uncomfortable, but as if there's this air about him that makes you ready to focus on him. Other character, I just picked up perniciously evil. Whenever I'm in the threatened area of it, and they try to attack someone other than me, they have to make a DC 17 soul save, or be forced to attack me instead. And that's like for any targeted attack. So.
All
Huh,
right,
what was the
then.
name of it, you say?
Perniciously evil. It's the evil supernatural type.
So,
To level 1.
Ah,
so you're
Nice.
telling me that I focus on you in the exact same way I focus on everyone.
That's fair. But it has an unnatural air about it. I'm sure it's fine.
For now, has questions about his interests.
I hit the long rest button, right? Because
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, it says rest. It doesn't say long rest, so I was like, when you.
Yeah.
I just picked up precise bombs, but I'm not sure how to, describe that in roleplay until later.
That's,
Of
Probably.
course, yeah.
you don't have to wind up me double that.
All right. So when Ilfrin, everyone sees Ilfrin, nothing has fucking changed. All right.
Kotak
There you go.
doesn't look any different because he hasn't spent his anything. I'm waiting. Yes.
I'm reading my notes for the day. What might happen?
Oh, by the way, would we be able to have someone identify those special arrows that we have in that quiver?
Yeah.
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 And were there any
Cool.
special arrows in any of the other archers' quivers?
The base bandits, their loot. I'll just post that into a chat. Bandit. Here we go.
We
Copy.
did loot the dead ones, so we got theirs guaranteed.
Basic bandit
It,
loot.
is it wrong? I'm hoping that these are ammunition loads.
Haps had some. He told us last week Haps had some
Hats had 10
ammo.
special arrows, yeah.
All right. Now for Haps, since you did steal his quiver, he had 10 serrated arrows as well as 19 normal
Ooh.
arrows because he used one of his before you stole it from him.
I would like to apply the serrated to my bombs.
Wait, he has 12 serrated arrows?
10.
10. Okay, serrated.
Yeah, they're the ones that convert part of the damage to bleed.
It's true. He also had 2 vials of alchemist fire.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
In
That's
terms
pretty-
of that,
that's
he
awesome.
additionally has a silver amulet emblazoned with the symbol of the Stag Lord. So, like a stag's head. Basic equipment, unless you want some soap, he has soap on him.
Wow.
He has 500 feet of string. That's fun.
Not rope, string.
Yeah, he has got his
String,
dagger
yeah.
and his dueling dagger, and his dueling dagger appears to be of finer quality. No, he wasn't able to afford a fine quality. so just
Considering that I
dueling dagger.
believe Nasi's intent is to possibly rearm these bandits
Yeah.
in the future, I'm not going to keep as close track of that unless you want me to.
No, it's good. If you guys take it, I'll just add it to your item lab. If not, it's fine.
Okay.
For Cressel, did you loot her? Obviously,
no.
you have her axes. She has 2 fine quality axes.
Hmm.
That have matching and are otherwise war hatchets.
Hey, Nazi. Can I
Yeah.
take a look at those axes?
You can look at them, yes. I do intend to give
Kotak is
them
gonna.
back to her
I
at
understand.
an appropriate time.
I understand. Kotak will look over the axes because he got a look on them the first time, but it wasn't a close look. So he's see if there's anything he didn't realize earlier.
All right, as you guys are discussing within the courtyard of Oleg's trading post, you would hear a knock upon the door of the post itself.
This one?
The main south door leading into the post. I'm on the map right now. I'm grabbing a token.
I would leave Oleg to open it as it's his establishment, and that'd be kind of weird.
All right.
Someone's here.
Now, I'm a banana, and I do not have token images for these, but they have the same stats as these guys, so I'm just gonna copy them. It'll be fine.
Finders at the hunters. And the berries.
Jack is just gonna kind of position himself between the gate and the stable door so it can't be accessed.
All right. Eventually, you would see that Oleg does make his way out toward the door, and he opens it. Seems to have a surprising smile on his face as he opens it. As you look beyond him, you can see that there is a familiar figure, one that you met, or at least were talked to, within Restov. Keston Geddes, one of the guards who was protecting the nobles who were giving you your quest. You can see behind him there is a grouping of 4 soldiers of Restov as well.
Raves, but Nancy remains
I'm just trying to grab the soldier
composed.
images. Here we go.
But there's in the contact. Well, technically it's like our part. Oh, you mean the hand part?
I mean the hand card.
It's empty. I don't think that will be a problem. Kotek.
Yeah, probably not.
Alright, here we go. Alright, now that I'm actually on the map, I can do the thing that I was saying was happening. So, Oleg opens the door, all that good stuff. Boop, 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 boop. Alright. Ah, good to see you, Keston. Brings you out this way. Oh, well, the Lords finally saw fit to send a contingent of guards to help keep this place safe. So, here we are. But more than that, I was hoping to speak with the, yes, as he looks up and notices, Kotak and Nasi. I was hoping to speak with, a band that we sent out this way, at least one of them. And he'll give a nod as the soldiers move in. Well, appreciate the extra help. Keep this place safe. Yeah. Our band you sent earlier, they've been out and about quite often, so security is appreciated. Yes, indeed. But yes, Nasi, was it? Yes. Soldiers, you'll see, will start taking the walls.
Nancy will step forward. Yes. Yes, indeed. Nancy went out to, Horticulture. You said we've spoken to him before?
He spoke to you. So, like, when you were being talked to back at the Grand Hall, he came down, was basically like, here's the shtick. Here's your contract, here's your thing, and all that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Quite good timing. We just arrived back early this morning.
Good. You'll kind of go for the shake of the hand. Well, seems that he looks towards the wagon. You've made quite a bit of a haul these past few days. Good to hear.
So
I've
this
actually...
is being returned to... Most of this is being returned to Oleg. We've, actually something we should probably discuss. Sorry, I'm trying to think of the word. A group of the bandits have surrendered themselves to me in negotiations of what will happen to this land going forward, and hopefully finding their place within the domain.
You've captured them, then?
Peacefully surrendered. Well, most of them peacefully surrendered. After some tough negotiations.
Well, suppose that works. One way to deal with the problem. Kind of goes in line with why I'm here, at least one of the reasons I'm here. We've actually gotten reports that bandit that, well, man who used to be part of the military turned to banditry is cited working with the Stag Lord in these parts. Now he himself, he has got quite a bounty on his head. We would like him alive if possible, which I don't think will be a problem with your particular proclivities, but Fulgrim Sneeg is his name. Now, I'll have my men set up the poster so you can, see what it looks like and all that good stuff. But if you do happen upon him, be careful. He is an able soldier, fine swordsman, and fights in a similar style to your own, actually. Do not underestimate him. And it's likely...
I recognize that? Oh, sorry.
It's likely he'll be with the Stag Lord, as the reports have claimed that he travels with him.
Well, I would do my best, of course, but from what we've heard, as much as I am disappointed dealing with the Stag Lord himself might be more difficult.
Hmm.
And if he's personally with him, well, we will see what happens. As I said before, back in last job, I hope to achieve it with less, only minimal shed what's necessary. Also, the name he gave me, 23 Nobility. Do I know that name?
All right. Looking at my NPC notes.
I also have a lore for leadership. So, if he was a leader within the military.
All right. From what you know about Fulgrim Sneeg, first off, he is native Verizian, meaning that he, unlike the Chalexian that you're now speaking to, and those who have settled this place as a conquered province of the old Chalexian Empire, he is one of the natives of this land. You know that he himself is not of nobility, at least nothing of it you would know of, if he is, even with the 23. But you do know that he, from your time within Restov, that he rose the ranks fairly quickly due to his able skill as a swordsman. You know that he came in seemingly just looking for work, bloodied, as many of the locals claimed, from his past job. You know, from the talks within the nobility and the like, this particular fellow has a vicious streak to him. Not one to take prisoners, not one to deal in frivolities. A very stern man. But he did join the guard and rose the ranks fairly quickly, and from there he seemed to have learned some discipline. So, anything beyond that, you would need to roll a history check of what actually happened after that. But you know that the nobles claim that he, like, maybe he fled the city for, like, some insult made upon a sword lord. Maybe he fled it because of, like, a finding within his homestead. Some claim that he even slept with a magister's wife and, flee the city. Whatever reason, you're not sure with a noble.
Yeah, all the typical court rumors, yes.
Yeah. But, he fled the city for some reason, and now he's working, apparently, with the Stag Lord.
Oh, my God. Well, it's good to know he's here. I've heard the name before. Quite a skilled soldier.
Yeah, well, did well as a guardsman for a time, but he doesn't work well with others. At least, not with my group in particular. We are shaking down a warehouse, drug smugglers, and I caught him pocketing some of the stuff. Didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
Not long after, he did flee the city, and, well, here we are trying to catch him. We've been trying to catch him for a couple months now, but finally had sightings of him. Speaking of sightings, though, you mentioned you have bandits in your... I assume somewhere in here.
They're resting in the barn right now. We walked through the night to get back to Oleg's. We were actually getting ready to discuss what happens next as I kind of nod to Ulrich.
I think you should hang him.
Well,
we could take him off your hands if you like, but ultimately it is up to you. With your charter, these lands are not under your ownership yet, but not in my jurisdiction either which way.
well, that's what I actually hope to talk about. My intention is for at least some of them to work off their debt if they're winning. And to go from there, right? Yes, we could just hang them and be done with it. But to take the diplomatic route I hope to achieve, it would make a good example of me honoring my word. And with you here now, that actually makes it quite a bit simpler, as a couple of the bandits, they could do physical labor around here. They could cut wood, repair walls, tend to the horses, earn their meals, essentially, until the time for more has come. One of them, a bit of a gruff man, a right bastard, as I would say. He's rough around the edges and harsh, but I believe if we give him a chance, he could be somewhat of a leader to them. And the last one, the woman, let's hope to convince her to perhaps travel with me in my group and prove herself to us. Mainly as she could be the most dangerous, and we can keep an eye on her. And proof of her turning her relatives away from the stag road.
Well, leave that in your hands. I personally would not trust such a figure, with a sword so close to my back, but that is up to you. But at least they surrendered. More than what we've gotten, the bandits of these parts.
Alright. But with you here, I feel like Oleg would be a bit more comfortable with the bandits at least working in the yards and tending to the stables.
I will not be here for too much longer. I'll be heading back to my camp at east here and make my own expedition into the Stolen Lands. That is the second topic of why I'm actually here.
Well, I'm more meant the men that apparently are stationed here now.
Yes, the men will be able to protect the fort and keep it covered, and can ensure that those prisoners are taken care of during your absence.
They can keep an eye on them if they cause trouble, but I actually don't imagine they will. You're being reasonable to her. But you said you're going further into the Stolen Lands.
Yes, well, during the festivities, the meeting for the charter, items went missing, important documents, and we believe the culprit lies amongst. I'm not quite sure if it's any of your lot. I personally don't believe it is. But the evidence leads to the other group that we sent out here. That they were the ones who stole these documents. We think that they might have, or might harbor, a Taxian spy amongst their ranks. And,
you mean the group led by the little gnome with the big mouth?
Yes, the loud one. Now, I'm not sure how many of them are aware of this, or if the evidence was simply planted. You know how Pitax is, but the evidence leads us this way, so here we are. This is why it's going to take him 3 months, by the way. But I simply wish to inform you that if you do happen upon any documents amongst your possessions or your companions' possessions, any that bear the symbol of the city of Restov or of House Aldori, do let us know.
Of course. I believe all we have, as I glance back to the others in the group for confirmation, I believe all we have are what we were given in the map and the width.
Indeed.
Well, I didn't take anything that wasn't mine to begin with.
Well, like I said, I don't think it is any of you lot, but they might have slipped it in your bags, so.
Nancy will give Jack a look at the way he said that, but not make it count, just kind of glance in his direction.
Now, the reason why he's trusting you with this, by the way, is the fact that you have your backstory, Nazi. Otherwise, you'd be a suspect right now as well.
And if we come across this other group should we question them about it?
If if you can do so subtly, I wouldn't want them to burn the evidence.
Well, the way
Said
that
What if said evidence could be retrieved?
If evidence is retrieved, then it would be most appreciated if it is returned. And the culprit returned as well. Or culprits. I don't know how many of them in that group are working as one.
we're definitely keeping an eye out.
Good, good. Well, I think I do with a nice bowl of what's on the menu right now, Oleg? Mostly porridge. Bit strange, but porridge.
Yes, we have some leftover porridge. Our companion Jack actually made. It's quite hearty.
Excellent. Could use with some of that before I set off on the road again.
So
Yeah.
a superhuman army is born.
And he will take a seat at the table here as Oleg begins to fill up a bowl for him. That is his interaction for you guys, unless you want to talk to him more, but that's all he has for you guys. For his
Hey.
personal information.
No,
No,
it's good. I
it's-
think the annoying bird has heard enough of his voice to copy him. It's good.
Mhm.
I am
Nancy's
keeping
like,
track of who the annoying bird has heard, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, and for your benefit, I really hate. I need to figure out why my fucking Adobe Acrobat Reader is a piece of shit. Like it constantly runs out of memory, and I'm like, how? Why?
it's Adobe Acrobat Reader.
Yeah.
I mean, you answered your own question.
Yeah. Like even a
I
basic PDF like that's like 60 pages crashes on me, and I have to constantly refresh. Shouldn't be doing this.
I
Just
should
open
point
it in your
out as well.
browser.
That's disgusting.
I should point out as well that Jack is taking note of people he meets, facial features and height, and
Excellent.
all the characteristics, voice. Just
Mhm.
give me everything.
There you go. That's how you spell his name.
It sounded like you said it would be. But there you go.
There we go now. Accents and all that.
Where'd you put that?
I put it in notes.
It's okay.
Jesus, take that. Right. At that, Nancy will actually gather the rest of the group at a table to talk to them before moving on.
All right. While you're talking to your group at the table, you can see that one of the guards is not actually on guard duty. They're currently just drawing. The other three are on guard duty, currently just like patrolling the wall, keeping an eye out.
That's strangely specific.
He's drawing the bounty poster for you, so you know what he looks like.
Okay, fair enough. So, we've succeeded in the first step of the plan. I know it went a bit rougher than I had hoped, but in the end, the outcome is quite a bit more than I expected. If it was going to go bad, it would go much worse, and we'd have to kill them all. But
I was suspecting it to go worse a lot sooner, but it never did.
I think it happened exactly the way it should have.
I would like
Yeah.
to point out that the entire time that Nasi walked up, Ardor's eyes have not left him. He's just looking straight forward at Nasi.
Is everything okay, Eldor?
There's a slight scowl in his expression. And he will calmly take a cup of tea up to his beak, take a drink. And he will say, take a drink for me, please.
I'm going to do so, but I'm going to sense motive as I lift up the cup.
I feel
He's
like
angry.
I feel like I should be checking alchemy at this point? See if there's poison?
There's no poison. He has done nothing to the tea. It is regular tea. There's nothing. There's nothing odd to this at all. I have not made any checks, nor secretive, nor towards.
It made no sense motive against you, just out of curiosity of, alright.
Ilfrin's wondering if this is like some sort of weird custom, and he just has no fucking idea, so he's not saying anything.
He's angry, but he's holding it in. That's
What seems to be the problem, Oidor?
you know that it did work out. Yes, I'm glad it did. Good for you. And he will simply lean back and cross his hands, put them together. You know, that was quite stupid.
Raise a brow. Yeah, we'll raise a brow. I mean, the plan went almost completely according to our expectations.
Yeah, but your head almost got chopped up. And my wings almost got chopped up.
I mean, I did not. I heard you shooting in the background. The parts of your own, I assume. The bandits that came running out of the darkness and you were fighting. But I have taken bloodier hits than that in the past. I appreciate your concern, though.
I'll get straight to the point. Okay, now see, who in their right mind walks straight into a bandit camp? Okay? That was so dumb.
I would like to point out that I would walk straight to a bandit camp.
You.
Yes.
We are talking too much in generalities here. You say it is dumb, yet it worked. The specifics are, it is more dangerous than other options, yes. But it indeed worked. I would have preferred just to cut them all as well. Yet here we are, alive to talk about it.
This time.
Don't get me wrong, Andre. I understand your concern about the plan, but they did not do so blindly and without careful consideration. From what I had heard and witnessed about them when we met them here, I trusted in my own abilities to be able to at least hold them off, and I trusted in my companions. We worked quite well together on that. I would not have gone in there by myself, just without support. And from what I talked to a can't think of the word right now, an adventurer working with the Pathfinder Society, she said that she actually killed a few of them the day or two before. So I knew the numbers were lower than normal, and it was only meant to be a small camp anyway. I agree it's just quite risky.
What about that camp was small? There were 10 people. 10.
Yes, and our job here is to clear out. And for all we know, there might be a couple hundred bandits in this region. Yes, we won't fight them all at once, but we're going to have to fight them eventually. 10 brigands.
There was little preparation for when we walked in there. The only thing you had at your hip was your sword and your, forgive me, your self-confidence. And you're still showing that right now.
We also had contacts, magic, and powering us.
I'm talking about you in general. The only things that we have had are one potion. Ever since we left Restov, we have kind of just been going along. There was no prep. We had no idea what the landscape was. And we walked into an ambush, basically.
Yes, and the day before, we did scout out.
We did, but
They
not
won't.
not not
But
the
to
actual
judge,
camp.
yes, doing so would be virtually impossible. To get in the way we did, this was the best option. Yes, we could have ambushed Tap Center's leisure and taken them out, and maybe forced some of them to lead us back to the camp. However, we don't know what signals they have set up. Or we could have set siege to the camp and picked off the hunting parties one by one. But they would have noticed that and sent people away to gather reinforcements. I, I I agree with you, it was risky. But from my estimate, it was completely within our capabilities.
It
Which
makes
is why,
but it was also the quickest, most effective way of doing it. And we didn't go in completely unprepared. I had a few more tricks I could have pulled out.
Whoa, is there a rabbit inside your hat there?
Only on Saturdays.
Hmm.
Sergeant, you seem to be judging me by my individual capabilities, while I formulated the plan with the abilities of the group in mind. That is the purpose of this group. We lean on each other's
Listen,
strength.
now see, when I got rid of those who I did, uh, now see, you wouldn't know that he didn't get rid of anybody. If he'll claim confidence in that he got rid of people, and showed up. You were surrounded by at least 4 people.
Yes, which is
Say
what
those
I
4 were big, humbling, gigantic orcs swinging a club at you.
what they were
They
not.
wanted, and they would pick you up and try to eat you. Or say those 4 were epic, I don't know, but magical people that summon skeletons.
Yes. Imagine a situation where we would make a completely different plan. You may not have realized it, but we did not go in there blind. I spent I spent the entire 2 days before talking to the people of this region and gathering as much information as I could about who was there and what their capabilities were.
I did take note of those 2 people that they were talking about, but it was there were so many, and any one of them could have been more than we could have handled.
Yes, but we knew who was there. The normal brigands, I mean, I'm not trying to boast, but it would take not even 3 or 4 of them to kill me. They tried. Protect took out you on his own. They even had trouble with hitting Ilfred here.
I mean, Ilflin is a tree. To be fair, if you try to hit him with a blunt sword, it might break after a few tries.
It would still wound me. That is actually, unfortunately, while resilient, my part is far less than you might imagine. Such is the trade-off for sentience and mobility.
If I
It
try to
doesn't matter how
smack you
many I
right
can
now,
take down.
Ifrin, would it sound hollow or would it sound sturdy? That's what I want to know.
A little bit of both.
Can I try?
No. I have vitals. You know, I'm not simply a walking log.
Why not?
If it was a choice, I would have made it, wouldn't I?
I don't know.
But my point is,
Completely just.
Darcy will interject, so Ilfred just doesn't. I don't know how Ilfred will react. But my point stands. The plan was made with the best information we could talk to without spending time to scout out the area for a relatively small camp. Yes, it was 10 people, give or take, but we still
I
were
would
in
also
there.
like. Go ahead.
See,
Go ahead,
walking
I-
into the panda camp was not part of the plan.
It actually was part of the plan.
Yeah.
But before we even approached the bandit camp, we did scout the area. We had 2 birds who were looking around to make sure that it was all, relatively safe.
Specifically with the uh, expectation that if they spotted the say 20, 30 bandits, we would be able to we could get the way if not take Haps in this group before we got there. My point is there was a plan, and I would not disagree that it was a risky plan, but it was not without thought. And it has put us in a greater position we could have hoped for continuing our mission here.
Wait, this is important. Is it deck save? What do I do?
Roll a.
I'm not gonna let that bird fall.
Roll a dex. Ah!
I
You
pumped
knocked
it
the
on the
bird
ground.
away. You knocked the bird away. It's under this bench now.
Uh,
All right, sorry.
And you go to
Scary.
catch it, and you just smack it.
It sort of just rolls like a ball.
shit.
It's not actually hurt.
No,
Shit.
it's like
Shit.
I rolled to pet the dog. Not one, you punched the dog. Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It flutters up onto the top of Kotak's head.
Arter will see that Kotek punched the bird. He'll
You didn't
Sort
punch
of.
it, you just knocked it down.
sort of. What, am I next?
Next.
No. What?
Next.
Why would I punch you?
What about that raven over there? Don't you want to punch it?
Punch it.
No.
Punch it.
What?
Do you have bird discrimination?
Hmm.
What?
Crimination.
Do you want me to punch everyone here then?
Is everyone a bird?
Do not punch me.
Kotak will just sit
You see
down
the-
and just put his fucking hands in his head. It's like, ugh.
Shenanigans
You
aside, what is your actual problem with the plan, Ardor? You say it was foolish, but because
My problem with the plan was sticking your head in there, like you walking into a castle and saying, "Come join us." Everybody knows that you don't fuck with bandits, and bandits don't take kind to chivalry. Bandits will do anything that they can to do bandit things.
they're just quite simple-minded, to be honest. They're not
Mostly
minded,
true, though.
is it? The group we just brought in proved us otherwise.
I said
Well-
mostly.
Indeed, and that's my point. I went in there with an educated perspective that I could at least reason with Haps, which I did. And maybe he initially thought he would be able to use ambush us and take our stuff once we got into camp. But he kept me in conversation with Cressel, which, to be honest, went how I expected. Everything I'd been told is that she respects strength. So when she was obviously using the fight, I again offered her an out, because she respects strength.
Yes, I was there listening to that conversation where they were telling us about Crystal and Apple, the other guy, what type of people they were.
Let me ask you this, Ardor. If all the If all bandits are unreasonable and bloodthirsty killers, does that mean all of your kind will do anything I say for a loaf of bread? Not even that, maybe some breadcrumbs.
Yes, I can confirm. He's straight laced. There's no.
That's just like a pinch of brow at that point.
And we think the bandits are bad.
Oh, I agree, Kotek. I don't intend to do this every time. Not at all. Only with people I think I can use.
I'm glad that you're just gonna walk up into a bandit camp. I'm so glad.
I still might.
Jack. Why?
Entertainment purposes, mostly.
Oh, you're gonna put on a show. I see.
If there was another bandit or two that held me down, Jack might have gone down. I can't protect everyone in the back.
Indeed, which is why I'm attempting to improve my skill in keeping their attention on me. But again, don't get me wrong, I see the risks. But
don't
if
you
there
see
were-
that there's a problem with everybody's attention on you? What if it becomes too much?
I suppose he'll die.
Yes, again, I'm not doing so stupidly. If there was more attention on Jack, we would have repositioned to take it. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind people expressing grievances or disagreements with the plan, but bringing up what ifs after the situation were complete wildly just different situations, such as orcs or trolls attacking us. I mean, obviously, we would handle that situation differently.
Right. It's still. See, I'm a one that likes to dissect things into very heavy details. And I did like your plan at first, but the moment we started walking towards the bandit camp, I knew that they were gonna turn, and they did. I don't know how you survived, Nasi.
We sat and talked for probably 15 minutes before Chris will eventually got tired of the talk and the fight started.
I don't think she was listening the entire time you were.
If she wasn't, she wouldn't have surrendered. But let me put it this way: you want to dissect the plan. And you yourself said you agreed to go along with it at first. But from my perspective, you tried to sabotage it from the get-go.
Because I thought the plan was to invite them in and hit them on the way back. I thought we were going to ransack them here. That's what I thought the plan was.
No,
I didn't think the plan was
misconception on your part.
Was to follow into the bandit camp.
So if that was the case, why would you set a trap in their way that they would hit when they arrive? Is that not sabotaging the talk from the get-go?
It might or might not have worked. Who was there to say?
I think it was a dumb idea, he'll say, quoting Arthur.
Either way, it would have given us leverage. More leverage than what we would have done going in there.
Leverage of what? One of the bandits falling into a 10-foot pit. It would put them on edge. They wouldn't talk. They would be expecting a fight. And then we wouldn't even have had a chance to talk. Now, yes, I had a plan in place where we fight them here and take Hap's captive, and then make our way towards their camp and progress from there. But we didn't have to do that. To me, I just get the impression
There's
you
just
said
all these possibilities of if, ands, whats, or bends. And obviously, right now, where we're standing, sitting, whatever it is, we're here and we made it. I'm grateful, and I'm glad that your plan inside your head worked, because obviously it did. However, it's almost suicidal. That's all I will say.
I will look to the rest of the group. Where's my plan? That's where I thought I was suicidal. If so, I would glad to hear it. They all alter plans I make in the future.
It was high risk, high reward. I wouldn't suggest it though, but it worked
Yeah.
out, so I can't deny its efficiency.
There were certainly flaws. However, our combined efforts saw to it that those were non-issues.
That's it. Look to Jack.
Well, I saw it as a perfectly fine plan. If it failed, I would have known that our group did not work that well together.
Well, as long as we doesn't go into the Stag Lord's camp, I think we'll be fine.
I'm pretty
That's
sure we're
certainly
going
not
to.
one I would walk into.
Indeed,
Looks
and
directly at Nasi when he says this.
I'm assuming we're going to have to kill the Stag Lord. The fact that he
Oh.
uses undead so blatantly is problematic.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, eventually, but
Sorry.
not like we did today. Or
But-
yesterday.
The
I would
last
hope
thing-
not.
Well, the last thing I'll say for this conversation for now is that the point of the plan in a group like ours is that when we agree on a plan, we all need to follow it. For if any person goes against the plan or even actively tries to sabotage the plan, that will get people killed. If you
And
disagree
not to
with the
assume
plan,
things about the plan.
indeed. If you disagree with the plan or do not understand a specific aspect of a plan, speak up when we are making the plan so we may alter it. Doing so later is not the way to handle things.
I understand that. However, I just wanted to make my disdain known. And that next time, we should all agree on the technicalities.
I support majority rule in this case, however. If you're the only one that disagrees, I'm not going to bend to your will.
No one should bend to
Understood.
anybody's will. Everybody has their own conscience, yes.
Personally, I like a good solid plan that minimizes risks, but I also acknowledge that risky plans often have the best chance at surprising results.
So let's take, for example, you have a plan that has, I don't know, a 20% chance to succeed. How many of you would take that plan?
That would depend on the plan.
Say it's this plan that we just did.
Not enough of what if. Ilpin will stand. Excuse me.
Indeed, I do not believe we need to keep discussing what ifs. We have to make a plan for the future, which will basically be Narcissus. Yeah, we need to move on. Also, a bunch of us have to go. So,
It's true.
end of session. There's,
So,
we can continue talking next session, though.
you guys are free to continue talking next session. You're also free to use one of the campsite chats throughout the week to discuss this in character. Either which way, though, I was going to just do a force shot off it 2 minutes from now. But now's a good time as well. So, hope everyone had fun. Hope stream enjoyed it, and gonna see if we can raid someone before we go do the thing, Julie.
Nice little finish to it, you know.
Yeah,
Didn't die, plus bonus. Got XP, extra good.
yeah. Tiefling Melissa
I
streaming
thought
stuff
for
about the
no.
OGL from looks at. Let's stream raid them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably got some spicy
Yeah.
stuff going there.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Any which ways. Good stuff indeed. Had some solid
Yeah.
conversation. Raid time.
Was it really though?
Mean.
Sorry, I'm playing.